Welcome in. Happy Friday. You are locked in, tuned in. I was going to say locked in. How are we doing? Fluffing up another intro yet again. But if that's not on brand, I don't know what is. Happy Friday. We are less than 24 hours until we kick off versus Liverpool. Now, I have a very special surprise for y'all today. A debutant of sorts. But before I do that, let me say welcome in. I hope you're feeling blessed today. I myself, too blessed to be stressed. I hope you were feeling the Friday vibes. The weekend is upon us, and you know what that means. Our fixing of Ange ball. So honestly, I'm very excited, super stoked for the match. I've been going around banging my chest on different channels saying this, that, and the other. But you know what? I'm here in my home. I'm glad that you were here. Happy that you were here. Say hello. Participate in the poll. Hit a like. It's absolutely free. It goes a long way, and it keeps the conversation going. So let's see where we're at. 26 votes and 20 likes on the video. The question for today, it's crunch time, baby. What do we think is happening tomorrow? 65% says Tottenham are going to win. We're not biased over here, by the way. Don't worry about that. We are not biased. 4% says Liverpool will win. And tied with 15%, it's a draw, and I will watch with love and hope for tomorrow. I'm going to watch with a lot of love and a lot of hope for tomorrow, and I hope it works out well for us. There's some things, we'll talk about it. I did have a great show yesterday with Insman on the channel here, so those of you who are locked in for that, it was the first little simulcast, kind of a new thing that I tried out, so hope you enjoyed that. I had a good time, but let's check in with the chat real quick. Let's see who got the first place prize today. I have to scroll up, and wow, that is hello. How's everybody doing? Cursor gets the first place prize today. Says like secured. Big up Jacob. Big up Cursor. Big up Chelsea Blue and Blue. If a rival can come in here and hit the likes, surely, but don't call me Shirley. All of you Spurs fans can hit that like. The rivals can hit a like. If you want to. I always say it's a free universe. Do as you please. You don't have to do anything here. You can just watch and not like. You can just watch and not subscribe. Although I would encourage you to do both. But you live your life. Big up Colin with Talking Ball. Big up Archibald. First YouTube chat member in the house says, well battled last night, Jacob. Big up Archibald. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Says probably afternoon for you, actually. If you're talking about this morning, it was this morning for me. Yesterday would have been my afternoon. It's all confusing. Time is a man-made construct anyway. Big up Chris Peters. Says big up Jacob and all in the chat. Member of the 10-inch club. Chris Peters, how you doing? Talk to me nicely. Hope you're doing well. Lisa's in the house. Big up Jacob. Working, can't stay, but dropped in to vote and like the stream. Kois. I did learn actually today that in Arabic, if you say kois, that means something very much different than we would think it means. So apologies to any natural Arab speakers, but that is the sign off here on the channel. It is a kois, and it will always be. Big up Zapur in the house as well. Big up Vicario 13, can't wait. Big up Jacob. I have my guest in the back, and I don't want to keep them waiting too much longer, but let me make sure I say hello to everyone before I bring on my esteemed guest. But before I do that, Chris Peters, yes sir, how you doing? Like and subscribe. Steady as Shark, how you doing? Elvis G, YouTube chat member, how you doing? There you go. Hit up the likes for our man Talking Ball as well. In a coma, YouTube chat members here as well. Ian Satwick, J. Co. Hello. Jacob DeBomb says Jammy Gay. I appreciate that. Big up Spurs GCTV as well. Ozon in the house. I appreciate y'all. Joe Hong, big up. Dan Davenport, how you doing? Yosari and morning, Jacob. Good morning to my Australian friends. How you doing down under? Hope you're having a great start to your Saturday. And that just means later on tonight that y'all got a nice little thing happening for you, and that's Tottenham Hotspur football. Big up. Locked in but not locked down. I don't do lockdown. Jamie, you do what you want. Jacob, did you know that this week is National Deaf Dog Awareness? No, I didn't. I have a deaf dog, and I wasn't even aware of that. Chewy, he's here. He's right there, but he doesn't want to be on cam right now. I don't know what it is. I'll work on it. Foxy's in the house. Big up, Foxy. We will be trying to get your score predictions and goal scores later on in the show, so stay tuned and make sure you get those in. CJ's in the house. Liverpool fans says, big up United Spurs of America. Just subscribe, my Texas bro. Big up. Shout out my Texas brethren. And you from the 8172-214. Talk to me nicely. How you doing? Hansi G in the house. Big up Hansi G and Drula. Nick De La Torre. How are you doing? I'm so ready for tomorrow. Riding the positive wave, win, lose, or draw. Big up. C Cubed as well, tapping in, says, what did I choose in the poll? I think you're saying Tottenham win. Come on, talk to me nicely, Q. You're saying Tottenham win. That's what I'm saying. But I've said hello to everyone that is here thus far. If you are watching on playback, big up yourself right now. I appreciate you. Make sure to hit up that like. It always means a lot. It's absolutely free. But without further ado, let me go ahead and welcome on. If you don't know her, it's time to get to know her. A great person, a great content creator. So I do recommend everyone go over and subscribe and say hello. I believe this is the first time on the channel. Yes. She's nodding her head yes. And that's great because you know what? I know she's been here in the chat before, so she kind of knows what the flavor's like. But you know me. Here on the channel, I can get a little hot and heavy about Tottenham Hotspur, and I'll be biased. And that's just some of the flavor you get here on the channel. But I'm bringing in someone who is neither a Spurs fan or a Liverpool fan, who's going to give us kind of a view from a very unbiased standpoint, while I will continue to bring the biased standpoint. Don't you worry about that. But let's welcome in Sofia from Sofia's Football Talk. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the channel.
Thank you, Jacob. I'm very fine. I hope that you're doing good as well. Super excited for the debut. I'm a big fan of this channel, so I'm excited. Let's go.
Well, I am absolutely pleased that you are here. As anyone who doesn't know, you are a United fan. You do cover international football. You cover all Premier League football as well, and the women's football as well. So anyone looking for that kind of content can find it over there at Sofia's Football Talk channel. Great channel over there. But first and foremost, who's United playing this weekend? Before we really get into Tottenham Hotspur, who's United playing?
We're playing Crystal Palace again, back-to-back, as we did play them in Carabao Cup. So another home game, and hopefully we'll get another win. We'll have to wait and see. That's going to be tomorrow.
You think it's going to be like a 1-0? Is that what you're thinking?
No, I think it's going to be like a 3-1. That's what I'm assuming.
A little bit more end-to-end affair. I like it. I respect it. I cannot be upset about it. But when you look at what Tottenham has done, I just want to kind of get your overall feel before we really get to the nitty-gritty of Liverpool versus Tottenham, because I haven't really grasped, or I haven't heard your opinion on how you see Tottenham from a rival standpoint. But do you I know we played you earlier. Y'all weren't really, I would say the best versions of yourself on the day. You're still trying to figure yourself out. And so some people have disregarded our 2-0 win over Manchester United. But I want to know kind of how you feel outside of that match and kind of what you've seen from Tottenham and Ange Postecoglou so far. What's your initial thoughts of the manager and the new style that we've brought?
I mean, I've been watching a lot of your games, and I'm not going to lie, I've been utterly entertained. I think you guys look good. I mean, I looked at, of course, your new signings. I mean, especially James Maddison, for me, is the one that definitely stands out. I mean, I really wanted him at Man United. So when you got him, I was kind of a little bit envious. I'm not going to lie. Still am. But, I feel like the type of football you guys play is like, didn't really fully work out with Jose Mourinho and Conte with that style. But right now you're making it exciting again to watch Spurs. And as a neutral, I'm sitting there and be like, you know what? Spurs can be, a force to be reckoned with. This is just me actually being like outside, just as a lover of football. It's looking good.
And that's why I'm really excited to have you here on the channel, because I know how much the sport means to you. As I've tuned into your channel, I've seen you, during the World Cup, international breaks, you're always heavily involved in all aspects. So I trust your judgment, and I think you're you're not, when it comes to things with your club, with other clubs, I always feel like your opinion, you're pretty well balanced. And I like that, because sometimes I consider myself well balanced, but my bias will get the best of me. My passion, my emotions sometimes will take hold, and I can't control that sometimes. So
we have to be ourselves, Jake.
Yeah, we can be primal in this regard. But big up everybody in the chat. Big up Corvo as well in the house. How you doing? I'm liking Sofia already, says Jamie Get. Yes, I did want to get her opinions. So you're saying that it's exciting to watch us again, and I feel like that's kind of been the resounding message from the big pundits, from the content creators like us, and it kind of everyone in between is like, I've seen Chelsea fans on Twitter saying Ange is my new favorite manager, like my what do they call it? Like when you're cheating on a diet, they call it like your cheat day. Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
like I've seen something like that. Like he's my cheat day coach or something like that. So it's really interesting to see the way the footballing world is starting to endear to Ange Postecoglou. And
Yeah.
real quick, did you know him at Celtic? Did you follow him at any point? Have you been? Because for me, I didn't know who he was until we were linked with him, and then my
Yeah.
Australian friends caught me up. So where were you at when you
Yeah.
heard his name?
No, I was in the same boat as you, Jacob. I really didn't know much about him at all until you guys, got linked with him. Then, of course, you start to hear a little bit here and there. But other than that, I really didn't know much about him. But it's obviously different from what you guys have been looking at before. And maybe that is the right approach at this point. Try something new, maybe something that's not necessarily Premier League proven.
Hmm.
Um, and that has more of a certain style of what you want to assess with, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Big up Ben Kaufman as well, another YouTube chat member in the house. Chewy is clanking around and he needs to get in his position. The show has begun, my friend. Chewy, sit there. Come on, give the people
Join
what they
the
want
show,
to see.
Chewy.
Yeah, give the people what they want to see. Go there. He doesn't want to partake. I don't know. Maybe he's on strike. I need to pay him a little bit more. Maybe get some more treats, and he'll want to do the show more. Big up Derek Smith as well. Corvo says Ange at Celtic in Yokohama was lit. I personally didn't know him. I did watch the first match I ever watched of him was the Scottish Cup, but it was because we were linked with him, and I was like, allegedly after this match, he's gonna say goodbye, and then we're gonna say hello. And
Yep.
from shout out to Hotspur Hippie Paul Beatty, another great channel I love working with. He said before you even see him manage a single match for Tottenham, you're gonna fall in love with the way he conducts himself with
Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. He's
he
just
is
he's
is
of a
he the right
heart. I don't
balance,
know.
right? Yeah, like is he the balance in the media? I mean, let's remember. I don't know if you remember, but there was a guy from German media who brought a Harry Kane jersey to a press conference. Was
Yes,
just like,
yes,
"What do you think about this?" Very silly things. And from day one, he was kind of thrown into the pool of
yeah,
like, "You got to just figure this out because the talisman's about to leave, and now we're getting all
exactly.
type of attention in a different way." And I felt like he was cool as a cucumber, never looked out of his depth, and from someone that quote unquote I heard was inexperienced, he seemed like he
It
had been
doesn't
there a
look like
thousand
it.
times. Where
Yeah.
yeah, and so I just wanted to ask from a neutral standpoint.
Hmm.
You've seen us as Spurs have Jose Mourinho and then Nuno and then Conte, and you kind of see the way that they were all in the media, and this guy's definitely not any of them in the media.
Yeah, it
What
seems
do you
way
take
more.
from that? Like, do you think it's do you think that kind of like prowess in the media, is that a good thing for a club like that's trying to rebuild, or do you think that maybe we need to have a little bit more flavor like a Jose Mourinho in the press conferences?
I think, yeah, you guys have done that. I think it's a bit refreshing having somebody that's maybe a bit more like, I'm not the main character type syndrome. I'm a little bit calm and collected. I'm a little bit chillax. I think that's a good thing. I don't know. He just seems like a great dude, literally. And I think at this point, as you guys are, trying to, like you said, rebuild and all that, you need something else that can divert to just the football and not all of the other antics outside of that. I think is important, especially with, of course, you lost your main guy, Harry Kane. But I feel like now not many people are really focusing on that. Oh, okay, Kane is doing his thing at Bayern Munich, but right now we're focusing on what is Spurs doing here. Are they slowly going out under the radar, just focusing on we're just here, we're playing our football, and then once you know it, we'll be right there and about. It's kind of what I feel.
Yeah, because we kind of have gone under the radar. And I remember saying in the beginning of the season, I felt like the style and manner in which we play was going to take some people by surprise. And it's going to
Mhm.
take a minute for the other managers to build up that game footage to say, this is what I think this man's going to set up and do. This is what I think. So that uncertainty that. Not uncertainty, but the unfamiliarity with his game and like how he's going
Yes.
to set up in this league, you only got 6 real matches of game footage to go off of. So
Yep.
I think that mystery a little bit plays into Ange Postecoglou's hands.
Hmm.
So now let's look at Liverpool a little bit. I don't watch them all the time. I did see a few of their matches. I watched their Chelsea that 1-1 draw, and that was very boring. And I've looked at a lot of the way that they start matches. 4 out of the 6 Premier League matches, the first half, it looks very. They look like they want you to have the ball and come at them and really control the game, and then they'll find you in the second half.
Hmm.
Whereas I feel like if we were, before I bring Spurs into it, because I was about to do that, but before I do that, let's just look at Liverpool. What do you think about them so far, and what are your expectations of Liverpool for the season?
I think with Liverpool, I feel like, I don't know, it's a little bit lacking in midfield, even though they've added a lot, when it comes to like the offensive part of the game. In, for instance, Dominic Szoboszlai and of course Alexis McAllister. But I still feel like maybe, okay, if they would have added maybe potentially another DM and another center back, I would have been like, okay, these are title contenders. Even though we still have to, I'm going to try to as much as I can to be a little bit neutral here, but they have, if you look at the points that they've gathered throughout the first 6 games, honestly, it's been very well. And like you said, they do tend to, have a very rocky start, but then second half they come back. But I do feel like, how long will that last for until somebody takes advantage of that and really do, um damage them in a way. That's kind of what I feel. But other than that, they still, they're looking good. Of course, Mohamed Salah is being Mohamed Salah. Hey, not just the one that's scoring the goals, but also is being the creator, serving, assist and all of that. So that definitely is, a very important player. But I don't know. I'm not, and I know probably there might be some Liverpool fans thinking Soph got an agenda. I still think at some point, I'm sorry, people. I'm gonna keep 100. I do think at some point they might fall. You know, they might
Yeah,
stumble along the way.
shout out BobbyK. He said, Jacob, just so you know, Sofia is not a neutral. That you're here. It is. She's not. She's not a neutral, mate. She's united, which means for 90 minutes this weekend she'll be a Spurs fan.
More than you will believe. I will be tomorrow. Spurs fan. You'll get another Spurs fan. But obviously, right now in this conversation, I will, like I said, as a lover of football, I'll try to, of course, as much as I can, to keep it subjective, or objective, I should say, probably. But I will still sprinkle along a little bit of sassiness. Well, we got to do it. But I still have been, with the, like, Dominic Szoboszlai, especially, is an incredible signing though for Liverpool. If I'm going to be very honest, that's a woof. That is a good signing, very much.
Sabotsalai is a
Yeah.
very good player. I mean, I think he's giving them something that they lacked last season.
Yes.
And honestly, when I look at Liverpool's attack specifically, big up Kwasi, I think that, like, oh, he's taking a dig at you here. I see. He
Yep.
says
I see it.
he's yep,
I'm
there he
very
is.
aware of my guy Kwasi. Yeah, we will be there, Anfield, in a few months. We will be there. We'll talk then, Kwasi. Okay.
So Kwasi here, I did drop you the link, my friend. I did drop you the link just in case you want to come in and say what you got to say.
Yeah.
But he says teams we play against sit back. Playing a DM will not make sense. Teams can't just sit anymore. Here's what I do want to say is it's weird to see McAllister kind of operating in that number 6 role for them,
Yeah.
and I don't know that this guy is going to be particularly motivated for 90 minutes of ball that we're going to bring to him to be really operating in that 6 position. I think we could exploit that if Klopp does decide to go that route.
I agree.
That's James Madison all day. He's going to drift him left. He's going to drift him right. Yeah, he's going to wind him up. That's exactly. And I
Yes.
just talk to me about James Madison. Because I
I
feel
love
like
that
this
guy.
is something that has to be discussed. I've been banging my chest saying signing of the summer without a doubt. What do you
It's a
think?
conversation. Now,
Yeah,
like I said earlier, Jacob, I wanted him at Man United before. While we were linked with Mount, I was thinking, no, 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 I want Madison because I've been really liking him when he played for Leicester, for years and all of that. And I don't know, he's just the way he's just been integrated into the team, the way he's just shown up, and it just looks, wow, just beautiful in that midfield. Lord have mercy. That guy can play ball. Okay, and I really like the type of connection that he and Son has built. It's looking really good. It's looking really good. I do like that. And, you know, already with midfield you have with Basuma, of course, as well. It's well balanced, very well balanced. So I think Madison, as you said, I'm not going to sit here and deny maybe could be the signing of the summer. Definitely is one of them at least. And, adds another type of dimension that you've been lacking, in terms of creativity from that midfield. And I think he's a great asset for sure. And he'll be a force to be reckoned with tomorrow. He can be key, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking all week is if McAllister's operating that six, Madison can really take advantage of that. But not just Madison. I think he can be used to really pull McAllister out of position left or right and create that opening for either Papa Matisar or Basuma
Hmm.
to potentially sneak in there with a goal. Now, we are absolutely blessed. Um, we've got a guest in the back. This may be his second time. I think he's called in before, but I think this is the second time I've streamed with him. So what a treat indeed it is that he is here. Let me bring him in. But big up, before I do that, let me say big up Spurs GCTV. If you want to do a free way of super chatting, this is a free, hit a Q. I'll see it, I'll star it, and then we'll bring it up at the end of the show. So big up Spurs GCTV. You know the rules. You've been here. You know the vibes. They stay immaculate. Hit the Q. I'll star it. We'll talk about it later. But before we get going on too much further, let me go ahead and say welcome to the show. Kwasi, my man, how are we doing? Liverpool
Doing
fan in the
well.
house.
Good to see you guys, my people.
Yo,
How y'all
Kwasi.
doing?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. I know it's kind of impromptu,
Yeah,
but I saw
I
you in the
had to.
chat, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and drop this man the link. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see how you're feeling because it wouldn't be fair
Right.
if I was just representing my side and then we only had the neutral side from Sofia. So I feel like you're
She's
gonna
not
really balance
neutral.
this
Don't
thing
worry.
out.
She's not neutral. They told you in the chat. She's not neutral.
Hey, don't expose me. Stop it.
She's not neutral. But I mean, in all fairness, I was a 12 man and K-Mac one time came at me really hard because I made a statement, right, about Spurs. And I was like,
Mm,
Spurs are playing very good, but I had concern with their defense. And that was at the beginning of the season where they were attacking very well.
Hmm.
And then when you played Manchester United a couple times, Man United broke through, but they couldn't score. I mean,
mm-hmm.
We
right?
weren't clinical enough.
We were clinical enough. So I was like, Burnley also have the same type of problem. They play very well, very easy on the eye, but they have no defense. I put Spurs and Burnley together on my show. These two guys went hard on me because I have a segment where I talk trash about every team, right?
Ooh.
So I was like, wait a minute. Everybody talks about Liverpool and Liverpool can win because their defense is supposedly is not good enough, right? So I was like, then why can't I talk about 80 on the team, which I'm talking trash about everybody? But one thing that I would say about Spurs, your manager, that is the manager Manchester United should have gotten.
Okay, you know I was with you, but why are we Kwasi?
I'm just saying that's the
Kwasi.
manager Manchester
I like
United
Ange,
should
but
have
like
gotten.
Kwasi, my brother. Come on.
Chelsea. And I'll tell you
Yes,
why.
Chelsea.
Yes,
Yes.
I,
Hmm.
and I'll tell you why. The manager's temperament, it's so important. And you know me, Sophie. I give respect to managers, especially like last year.
You did.
Eric Ten Hag did very wonders with Rashford.
Hmm.
His goal scoring went up.
True, true.
But Ange, man, like I like his vibe.
Props to Ange. He's
Yeah,
like we said.
he
We,
he brings
we
a
like.
vibe to Spurs, and the
Hmm.
players that he brought in finally are different from the players that Spurs have been bringing in since Bale left. Right? It has been the same type of players that they were bringing in, and this guy changed it. Like they they seems to know what they're doing because last year, I'm sorry, Jacob, Conte, that was a highway robbery. That guy literally came to your club and robbed you guys with every money left you had from the
Oh,
Bills
that
money.
man.
I don't talk.
Well, let's not worry about last year's Tottenham Hotspur,
Yeah, I'm
because if
just
we're talking
This
about last year, Liverpool Tottenham, there's a photo that I still have saved. I am over it, but there's a photo I have saved. You may know it. I'm just
yeah.
worried if ever in a court of law they're like,
Mhm.
we're gonna press charges against Diogo Jota for assault with a deadly weapon.
oh, that one.
I
Oh
don't
my,
forget. I don't forget.
don't forget.
But
I'm
we're
just
not.
hoping.
Yeah,
My
we.
first question for you, Kwasi, before we
Yes,
really get into it, is looking at this and then
yes,
looking at y'all. Do you think
yeah.
that you're going to assault our players with a deadly weapon in the face again this time, or is it going to be a clean match that we can really say this was a respectable 90 minutes, no matter how the coin fell?
Well, so when we went to the court, the judge said it was a slight rough play, so he got a yellow card.
Slight?
That's slight. It was slight. I mean,
Sure.
yeah. He was kicking the ball. The head was happened to be there, so
Yeah,
he kicked the
head.
head. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so
No
sad.
biggie.
It's no
Mm-hmm.
biggie. But we're not going to talk about Kane. How he used to jump with his foot back and kick people and then get a penalty about that. But why would we talk about it? Just like Jacob
I don't
said.
even know what player you're talking about,
I
because
mean, it was last year, 2, 3 years
I don't
ago.
know that guy. I
Yeah.
don't know who that is.
But I'm saying this, your manager, I'm a big fan of him. And I hope the owners or Levy or who, take good
Fully
care of
backed
him.
him,
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Follow
this
along with
guy,
this project, you know?
yes, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have everything he needs, but he's making the best of what he got right now. And those type of managers I love, rather than complain, 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 complain. You spend about 150 million, you're still complaining, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that
He's
that one,
definitely changed a lot of things, yeah, at the club right now,
mhm,
and I know a lot of Spurs fans are
mhm,
very hopeful and optimistic, and we're enjoying what we're seeing while we're achieving decent results so far. It is early doors, and it is one of those things where there's arguably six positions where if we faced an injury, we are a
mhm.
completely different looking side with
Yeah.
Yeah.
any of those six if they go down, because we know what we have behind them. So.
Mhm.
When I compare Liverpool squad to Tottenham squad, that's not really fair. I don't think that's really a great comparison. I mean, obviously, if we do a combined 11, which if we do have time at the show, I do want to do a combined 11 to get people's thoughts. But I don't think it's quite as controversial of a combined 11 as it was last week with Arsenal. So I think it's pretty easy to pick some of those
Yeah.
choices.
Yep.
Big Up
But
Renegade Sound says, I don't see why we can't turn them over at our place. And what I want to say, what I want to ask, Sophie, do you think that it being at Tottenham, like naturally there's the inclination of, okay, I have some kind of home field advantage here. But specifically, Liverpool are undefeated at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So is that a factor that is null and void because of that statistic? Or is this, I've said, I think Ange is a guy who's going to break myths and curses that Tottenham has. And all the hoodoo and voodoo, we are shaking it off like Taylor Swift, not white girl dancing neither. I'm talking about like with actual flavor. We put some
right.
salt and pepper on that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a
I
long
think,
form question, but
yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead,
I
Sophie.
mean, we always saw it with like the Arsenal game, right? The North London derby. A
Mhm.
lot of Ars. I got receipts from a lot of different Arsenal, streams that I was watching, people I was with that was saying they were gonna turn you guys over. It's gonna be oh my god, it was oof. And I was saying, you know what? Let's not maybe underestimate Spurs here. I think this game will be, it'll be something different, which you guys showcased it was. Okay, you could have won at the end of it. Very close, played very well. So I think that can be the case here as well. And I think because your guys are at home, that will give you a little bit of an advantage there. You have the home crowd with you. And the fact that you just had a very good performance against Arsenal, that might be maybe give you a little bit of boost coming into tomorrow's game.
well,
I think
speaking
that
of
can,
some boost,
yeah.
not for lack of firepower, but just for how do I say, more of my goons in the building. I'm going to go ahead and bring on another panelist member. Everyone, go ahead and give a big, spicy, warm Fuzzy, welcome to BobbyK from Three Spurs Boys. How are we doing, BobbyK?
I figured let's even this out, man. I can't see you
Yeah.
outnumbered. You're 2-1. I have my
Yeah, I appreciate that. Coming in, you see me playing 2v1 ball, and you came in. I like that. I appreciate that.
I got your back, baby. I
Good
got
to
your
see
back.
you, Bobby.
Gotta
Good to see you,
represent the
Bobby.
North America. Good to meet you,
I was,
Kwasi.
I
Nice
was
to meet
very
you, man.
fair. I was
How
very
are you?
fair. Sophia, on the other hand, we don't know, but I was very, very, very fair.
Nah, Sophie's fair. Sophie's a gem. That's why it's a treat to be on here with her as well. Haven't seen you in a while, Sophie. How you doing, honey?
I'm fine. How are you? You good?
I'm well. Kids are happy, so I'm happy. So they're playing the new FIFA. Everybody's pumped. It's a happy day around the household. Dinner's made. So I was like, hey, this isn't fair. Let me go help my man out here. Let me help out. Big up everybody in the chat. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're pumped up for the game tomorrow. Get on that Ange train, baby. Choo-choo. Here it comes. Run Klopp over tomorrow. I can't wait to see a picture of Klopp on Sunday. Oh, they're going to be awesome.
That was my next question for Kwasi. I wanted to ask, how many muscles do you think Klopp's going to pull this weekend? Is it just the one whenever he's flopping around, or is it going to be the two like we saw last time? What are we thinking here?
Well,
I love it.
let me talk to you about my uncle Club. He's been
talk to me about Mr. Veneers. Yes, please.
He's been taking yoga classes.
Oh, okay. He's sorting it out.
Yeah, he stretched before. He stretched with the team nowadays, so he's not going to be pulling any hemis or
we'll see about that.
or any type of this. Yeah, we put him in a very strict yoga and stretching classes where and you see he doesn't even wear his glasses anymore because since Alana broke him. Yeah, we made sure that
did he get laser eye surgery or something?
Yeah,
and everyone doesn't have asthma anymore. It's interesting how things just.
No, the asthma. Those were false. What they call it, my man. I would say fake news.
Okay.
It was just one player I think that had asthma. I don't even remember him. But Klopp is not going to pull a muscle. The game is going to be a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams, managers play their own way. And I promise Liverpool fans, Ange is not going to go gang-ho like he did Man U, where he really, really attacked him. Liverpool, he's going to be very tactical about it. It's not just it's going to be a
when you say tactical, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I think he would do exactly what he did to Arteta last week.
Okay, I hear you.
He didn't. The Arsenal fans were talking trash because they're like, he's going to come full force and attack, and we will hit him with counterattacks, right?
Weren't they saying otherwise? I feel like I saw Arsenal fans saying that he was going to be more park the bus type football.
Yeah,
that
pragmatic. That's what they were expecting. Yeah, they weren't expecting him to come out, but he said before the game, I don't care who I'm playing. I play my style. That's what I think everybody in the Spurs community is loving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, I'm really curious to hear the rest of Kwasi's answer because his link is in the chat.
Thank you so much.
You got a lot of Spurs fans in here that are going to get over. I'm waiting on your channel to decide if I'm going to push the subscribe button or not. So let's hear the rest of your answer.
No, the thing is with Ange, people have to watch him when he was at Celtics too. Celtic, he was the dominant one, so he played his own way. When he first came to EPL, he played his own way. Yeah. When he played Man U, that's why I was saying Man U was creating chances, but they could not just put their dinner away. With Arsenal, a lot of the Arsenal fans were excited because they were like, they saw what Man U did and said, if he plays the same way, we're gonna score. That's where the ridiculous goals were coming from, right? If a team packed the bus, you probably score 1 or 2 goals. They were talking all that trash because they were like, he's going to attack us and we're going to hit him, especially being in an Emirates. But what he did was he took his time and said, watch what they're doing and then exposing them on their weaknesses.
And you saw that during the game, Kwasi. I'm not sure if you watched it or not.
No, I watched it.
You did? Okay. So, you see his body language, hands in his pocket the entire game, cool, calm, collective, showing the fact that he's got the faith in his team. That gives players that emotional boost to think, hold on, he's not freaking out. Why am I going to freak out? He's calm. My man's chilling, not screaming like a psychopath on the sidelines. Wicked. Let's go. Lego Head celebrates a goal like every goal is a league winner or something like that. I'm hoping he pops something soon.
Well, don't you think it's a little bit funny, Bobby?
I absolutely despise. Sorry,
that's the mindset that rolls downhill. Arteta celebrates like that. Look at the shameless boohoo Saka after his goal as well. He was running into the crowd like, "Hug me! I just won the World Cup for England."
Yeah.
Shout out to Euros 2020.
But he's out for 3 or 4 weeks, right? Because he pulled a muscle in his arm or something when he extended too far.
No, I heard that the entire squad
right there, Saka.
Yeah,
I think I sold him on my fantasy league.
sold it for peanuts.
Sold it.
Said he sold it.
Now I'm gonna sub to you, Kwasi.
Yeah.
Already did, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate you. So now I will also.
But
do
yeah,
the
now
same.
you better. Yeah. Let me look at how many subscribers I got and see if it goes up.
So yeah, I mean, and even with one of your players is struggling because I think he is not figuring the manager yet, and that's I always get his name wrong.
Richarlison.
Richarlison is a tempo player. He needs a manager who's going to bring his, the dark side out of him. And that's why.
Well, here's the thing: we've had a manager who was hard on him. We have a manager who has now put his arm around him, and it looks like this is for me. This is it. If it doesn't work under Ange, then it's just not working. I've equated Richarlison as he's either the most unlucky footballer in the history of the sport, or he's just not that good. So
no, the thing is,
he's not starting, so don't even worry about that, Kwasi. You don't have to.
In reality, Jacob, let's be fair now. He's looked a lot better already in a few games under Ange than he looked at all, completing any kind of levels underneath. Well, we're not going to even bring those names up.
And the thing is, because Ange is a calm dude. Richarlison is kind of like another version of Nunes, right? Conte like those type of players because they are enemy of everybody else.
Yeah.
Me against the whole world. Ange is coming in with a new thing, and he's finding it very hard to adapt. And the thing is, if he doesn't adapt to Ange, he's not going to fit anywhere else. He has to go outside of the EPL, you know? And one thing that I like about what he said is he's trying to get mental health.
Yes.
Talking to the right people. And that's why, like Bobby's saying, now you see that he's starting to play a little bit better because look at how calm he is nowadays. He came off the benches, and he's the reason why you guys scored 2 goals against Sheffield, right?
Sheffield, yep.
Yeah. So if he follows Ange and listen to him, he will become a better player.
Maybe.
And that will require him changing his style of play. Look at Nunes. The idea was, bro, you get to the right place at the right time, but you are so excited that instead of calming down, you fluff it up. So in the summer, if you watch some of our preseason game, he's more calm, just be disruptive, just cause chaos. But when you are in front of the goal, take your time.
Decision making a bit more precise.
Right. Just relax. You have time. Just relax.
Yeah.
But last week when we played against West Ham, he decided to do the opposite. He gets an open net, he misses it, and then comes up and scored the hardest goal you could possibly score. So players like that, sometimes you just have to manage them to what they are good at, and they also have to meet the manager.
They have to respond, though.
To respond to the other side. Otherwise,
it's a two-way street. Yep. But it looks like he's being given that lease on life. It looks like what he needed right now is basically that manager, that old father figure kind of type, to put his arm around him and say, listen, son, I know you're going through some stuff. We're going to get through this together. We're seeing now more and more players are starting to come up, especially after the Dele Alli interview. More and more players are coming out with their stories about how tough it is. We don't look at them. Like I have a friend of mine I just spoke to yesterday who lives here, and his son is friends with us. 14 years old. He's just been signed to the Roma Academy.
Wow, congrats.
Next summer, he's going to move to Italy at the age of 15.
Wow.
And that's old for, some of these kids, big up, Lee. So, when you think about the fact that some of these kids are ripped out of their home at the age of, ripped is a harsh word to use, but taken from their home and their regular life.
Taken from their home sounds bad too.
In
the night, these clubs come and take them from their homes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you call Liam Neeson, taken. I will get Ronaldo back. But, they're younger and younger Jacob. You know, you hear about players at the age of 7 and 8 and 9 being scouted now. You know, it's crazy how young you go take these kids and disrupt their lives. And if they don't have somebody to put their arm around them and let them know that your humane side is allowed to be shown, you are allowed to be indestructible. You are allowed to be a normal person that is just talented and gifted and has an ability to really do something a lot of people in the world wish they could do. It's that simple sometimes. They just need that reinforcement. And I really firmly believe, like Jacob said, this is his, or like Kwasi said, sorry, that this is his opportunity. This is the guy that's going to do that for him. You know, you both kind of combined on this, that if he's given the right opportunities, he takes advantage of those opportunities, and he'll come back into form into something a little bit better now. But you know, he's like Foxy's put here. He's been here a long time, so we shouldn't expect too much from him. We're not going to expect the goal replacement that Kane obviously is the gap that's created. But if he can give us 10, 12, 14, Maddison pitches in another 10.
He'd be lucky to get 10 out of Richarlison.
Let's Jacob. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and hope he reaches his highest total ever, which is 13 with Everton, right?
Jesus.
Let's say hypothetically he's able to achieve that. Maddison pots in another 10. There's 23 made up of the 30 from Kane right there, out of them two. So
I would say Son for sure gets more 7.
Son's going to score
what he gets plus more than 7.
We know that. So and there you go.
Well, we've always said, Bobby, that from a Spurs standpoint, that it was not getting rid of Kane was not like the end of the world. And people said that, oh, you're going to have to find somewhere for those goals to come from. And I always knew that the goals were going to... I mean, look at the first few goals that we got. It was coming from Romero, Sarr, then first Royale, and then... So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. These are team goals. It's not individual brilliance. We build up as a team. We work together as a team to get into the final third. And then there's options presented left and right. And you really never know where the goals are truly going to come from. As of late, you can say yes, because we've had a clinical finisher in the number 9 role with Son, that yes, if you get him the ball, you can get goals. But outside of that, you have to have threats outside of Son, because if he's getting locked up, which we saw he was relatively anonymous for a good portion of that North London derby until he popped up. But that's kind of the role that he's playing. And I think that not even Maddison, I think Maddison's more going to be the guy that just pulls people out of position and creates space for others on tomorrow. That's my thought of how James Maddison goes into this match, because if I'm looking at it, I say, McAllister, you don't want that business for 90 minutes. You don't. Son and Maddison did train today. Big up Krusty Krimpets, says his son not playing. They were full participants today. It was Brennan Johnson who was not a full participant today. So,
I mean, I saw that earlier you had a question for Sofia about Liverpool DM situation, and I made my chat, right? The thing is, Liverpool, 75 to 80% of the teams we play against sit back. And what has, even when Manis and Bobby and them were here, everybody kept saying Liverpool can break teams down, right? Which was true. Every time a team locks up the defense, it was very hard for us to break them down. With the new players that we have, Szoboszlai can slice and dice through defenders, right? McAllister can pass the ball. You saw the passes he gave, right? Jones is coming in his own. You know, he can hold the ball. He can control the ball around. So
Basuma's about to boss Curtis Jones. I know y'all got a lot of high hope for Cujo, and I think he's an all right midfielder. But I'm telling you, Basuma, a lot of people are saying that this game's going to be won and lost in the midfield, and I really think it's going to be it technically the midfield, but I think that last line in the 6s, and I think that's where the pudding is going to be made for me. And no, we do not feel sorry for Pochettino. He's magic.
Oh, no.
He's magic.
I do.
But
I got a soft spot for him.
We'll discuss that when if he makes it to November.
No, not that, Jacob. It's just because the kids fell in love with Spurs.
Give him to December. But
right?
Chelsea,
that's their first manager. That's their first manager.
He's my first manager too. Admittedly, he's my first manager too.
Like for me, Martin Yole was the first.
You spend $1 billion. You spend £1 billion. Come on, I could have done a better job.
If any of us did that,
oh man, I would have a squad that you'd be like,
but
that's
to be
that would be
fair,
like
Kwasi, a lot of that was spent before he came in.
who? No, Poach. I'm not talking about Poach.
Okay.
Just Chelsea in general.
Chelsea in general.
Chelsea in general. Oh, yeah. I honestly see them finishing in the top 10. I think they will recover. I think they will get points against lower teams, maybe squeak a few maybe draws here and there, but against bigger clubs. But I think they will end up in the top 10. I think once Nkunku when's he back? Isn't he? It's November, December.
You see, that's the problem though. EPL, you can't rely on. You guys will even tell me. You guys rely on Kane and.
We don't rely on Kane. This narrative. What are you talking about? I don't know who that is. How many years?
Right?
But they don't anymore.
Yesterday's Spurs is not today's Spurs, Kwasi.
That's what I'm trying to get, Bobby. Nkunku coming in, he cannot be a one-man show to beat the EPL. This is a dog-eat-dog league.
A one-class player can improve your team.
He will.
You look at us and we sit here and we think, okay, if Madison goes down, we're in a little bit of trouble. We have to worry again. And, the quality goes down naturally. So when a player like that comes in, your quality goes up.
But the difference between, and I could guarantee this, the difference between your manager and Chelsea is next year, he's going to bring some more support. So you are going to build the depth, right? They got the depth and they all look the same to me. But it seems like he got the same players. And even him, he doesn't know what he's doing. A couple players that they were asked, he didn't even know who they were. And that's what he's playing. What's that guy's name now? Guy who they sent to Crystal Palace that everybody hates now.
Conor Gallagher.
And I will take him into Liverpool because of the work ethics. I will take him to Liverpool because of the work ethics. You see what I mean? These days, and that's one thing that Spurs fans will even agree with what I'm saying. The players are putting an extra, and their input, or should I say their output, is another level than what they were a year ago, even when
a year ago, three
well,
you're
years, saying
we've suffered, my man.
You see what I'm saying?
But you're saying that. But hang on. I don't. we don't need to start comparing us to Chelsea in the form of any form at all, because we are so different. And when we look at where we've been in years past, it is not where we. Let's look at the reality of our lineup. Look at our starting 11. You have Destiny Udogie, Mickey Van de Veen, and Vicario making their 7th Premier League start tomorrow.
Right.
So when we talk about like the fact, I don't think it's necessarily that Ange is getting a new heightened tune out of these players. I think it's just these players are finding the best versions of themselves while Ange is giving them the platform to be able to do that.
Jacob, this is the part where I give and Sophie will agree with me. I always say it's the manager. It's the manager, because the manager has to create that environment for these people.
I agree with you. And that's why I agree with you. But, sometimes, just real quick to wrap up the Chelsea thing, like, I don't care who it is. Long may that shit continue. That's all I care. I don't care how, why, what, and who's to blame. Just keep it going. Long may it continue. Whatever's going on, I want it to continue.
I don't let them relegate. That would be
that would be hilarious.
But if they do a Leeds after spending $1 billion.
$1 billion.
No, but pivoting back a little bit to the Liverpool side.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the attack specifically. Who do you think is going to start in your front three? Because obviously you've got that little corral of 4 attackers that you can just kind of rotate and that can fill different positions. And then my follow-up question for that is do Liverpool have, and after Kwasi, I want to hear what Sophie says about the second question specifically. So who's going to start, and then does Liverpool have the most threatening forwards in the Premier League?
So you guys already said it earlier. Our first 15 minutes is horrible. The only best time we played well was against Chelsea, and then the second half we fell off. But I believe he's going to use Diaz, Nunes, and Salah. And then based on what happened over the midweek, you can see that Salah was not even dressed. Diaz was also not even dressed, and then Nunes got a little bit of time to get his body warmed up. So to me that would be the three that he would use. The reason why Liverpool attack is so threatening right now is we got two poachers who are always in the right place, and that is Jota, and then Gravenberg is also runs into the box. That's something that we haven't had in years, even with the front three per se, right? They were always just coming into the box. Gravenberg stands there and he taps it in. Simple. I love those type of strikers, right? Jota, he will find a way to create chaos especially when he's running at you. So
Gakpo, did Gakpo play in the Carabao Cup this week?
Sorry, I said Gravenberg. What am I talking?
You said Gravenberg. I was like, I thought that was a midfielder, but
I got them confused.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Well, technically, they both start with the letter G, so I can see it's an easy slip up.
Jacob, I thought that all black people look alike. I don't know what I was thinking.
I would never say that on air.
You said it.
He said it, not me.
But
I'm not saying that.
They're both Dutch, though.
Yeah, and that would, to me, that would be the front three, right? Now Nunes right now has taken the position away from Gakpo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's I don't know how to describe him except chaos, because
that's how everyone describes Nunes as is just a chaos merchant.
Unconventional, like you can't say he's a traditional striker at the same time. He's not modern. It's like, who are you, man? But he makes it work. You just have to find what he does and make it work. He might miss 10 goals and put in one goal that is important. You know what I mean? So the front three, to me, that would be Diaz, Nunes, and Salah. And yes, I think we have the best lethal attack right now in the league. City Alvarez and what's the name? Haaland, they are just deadly, them too. But if you take them two away,
you guys overall, even I have to say it. No. The depth in the attack.
Still learning.
So
go ahead, Sophie, please.
No, I was just gonna, just.
I'm done. Yeah.
I just was agreeing what you were saying in terms
Thanks,
of, like, obviously I've been, of course, talking about your midfield and defense and whatnot, but when we gotta shout out, of course, the attack. The depth is it's good. Salah, Diaz is back. Nunes. Even though you said, okay, the guy is very chaotic and all that, but. There's something with Nunes that I do kind of like. He just has to work a bit more on the decision.
Yes.
If he does that, the guy, wow. Then we're talking. But I think if when it comes to the whole of the Prem, you guys got it in the attack. Sure. Not just the guys that are actually starting, but also the guys that you do have on the bench.
Because really they have like a front five that they can go. So if you really wanted to, you could just go 5 forwards in your squad, which is Gakpo, Jota, Luis Diaz, Nunes, Mohamed Salah. And here's a matchup that I do want to talk about. And Bobby, I'll throw it to you first as a Spurs fan. We saw Destiny Ugoti versus Buhu Saka last week. Arguably his biggest test up to that point.
You look good, though.
But I'm saying Mohamed Salah is not if Buhu Saka is in a city, Mohamed Salah is the state. Okay, as far as a winger goes, that's kind of a weird comparison. But this guy is, in my opinion, he's been the best right winger in the league for about 5 years now, and without Sadio Mane. I thought maybe it was just Sadio Mane that made him that good, but it turns out he's just that good. So. Being that this is his biggest test, you look at that left side of our defense, Bobby, that this is, again, the 7th start for Vicario, the 7th start for Ugoti and for Van de Ven. Are you concerned that we might get taken advantage of just because of lack of experience and ability when we face a world-class winger?
I think this kid's so young that he's not intimidated. I don't think he's at the point where mentally he kind of gets that awe factor when he's coming up against somebody. He looks like he's pretty level-headed and does his job. What I do see is maybe him possibly getting owned for the first 20 minutes up to the first half hour of the game and growing into the game, figuring Salah out, and then possibly shutting him down. So really his priority becomes neutralizing him for the first half hour, or us as a team ensuring that we shift the play over to the other side of the field where you've got Porro, who's been looking a little bit more settled, and over there Romero's a bruiser, and it seems like players are avoiding Romero right now. Against Arsenal, 80% of the attack kept coming down the right flank, right? So Van de Ven and Udogie stepped up and they shut it down. I think Van de Ven, I think he's going to be the bigger factor in it, because if Udogie does get taken by Salah here and there, I think he's going to see that he's got somebody very reliable there that's going to help him out and cover for him. And once he sees that, and God willing, it happens in our favor a few times, that'll help Udogie grow into the game then, because once you have that confidence in your defensive partner, you know how that helps a player. Obviously, we see it with Romero. He's not being the crazy clown that he was last year with the tackling and stuff, because he doesn't have to make those rash tackles. He doesn't have to cover for two positions anymore. He's got reliable help. So I think, like I said, I think it's going to be all about the start. If that kid comes out with the right mindset and just sticks with him, keeps him on the outside, I think he'll be able to take him on. And if he can do that, what a wonder that's going to be for us for the rest of the season. Because like you said, that is arguably one of, if not the best right wingers that kid's going to face this year, since we're not in Europe.
You brought it up, and I wanted to talk about it, and I haven't had the chance to. But Mickey Van de Ven spoke about the very thing that you just mentioned, which was the bond with Cuti Romero, which was what you kind of were talking about with Romero. So I'll read it out here. This is a quote from Mickey Van de Ven. He says, quote, "When I came to Tottenham, he was really nice to me. He showed me, here's the kitchen and where you can get this and that. So he was sitting with me and we talked a bit. I think I make him more calm and he makes me more aggressive. He will always be the more aggressive player and I am a more calm player, but it fits each other well. Cuti is an amazing player. I know when I run in one direction, he is in my back because he's always there. We just feel each other, and of course it is amazing when you have this as a center back duo. So the fact that we are building this partnership is very encouraging to me, and honestly there's been a lot of Mickey Van de Ven quotes coming out, and I think for a 21-year-old left-sided center back, he was at the Ajax Spurs match, which is arguably the best moments a lot of us have had as Spurs fans, and he I just love the way this kid speaks. It's like the Ange Postecoglou in a press conference. The way he speaks is so grown up. You would think he's 35 and he's not 21. When I'm 21, you put a camera in my face, Lord only knows what you might get in return.
Jacob, but this kid had 2 training sessions and was thrown right into the frying pan, and look what he's done.
He had 3 before this first Premier League start. Yeah, 3 training sessions.
I thought he landed like 4 days before and it was only able to get 2 full sessions in.
I thought it was 3, but you might be right. 2 or 3, regardless. That's an insane amount of.
He didn't have, prep time with the team. He barely had enough time to unpack.
Yeah, I remember predicting, thinking Sanchez would get the start just because of the fact he was only here for a couple of training sessions. But he got thrown into the deep end and has not looked out of his depth at all in any match. And he's been he was our best defender in the North London Derby. When Romero's being overly aggressive, he's there to calm him down. And I love some of the things that he's saying about their partnership. And that's what we really lacked, is 2 center backs who know where the other one's going to be, who trust the person behind them when your back's turned, that this guy's doing the work that needs to be done behind him. So I do want to say that
each other very nicely, I think.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's almost the yin and yang, right? The aggressive and the calm, and when they meet, they mix into the two. Absolutely. Real quick, we are here on an hour. I do want to say, if you haven't yet, in the title of this video is Sofia's Football Talk channel. Please go over there, subscribe, hit a like if you can on any of her videos. She's got great content that comes out there. Go sub to Kwasi Bold TV and 3 Spurs Boys. If there's any mods in the chat, they might go ahead and put that in there for y'all. If not, I will do it before you leave for the night.
No, Ben's been here. Mod Father's been dropping them.
The Mod Father has been dropping the links.
The Mod Father is here, buddy.
And big up Colin says, hey guys, I'm at work right now, just wanted to stop by and show some love to America's #1 Spurs fan show. Big up Colin, hope you have a good day at work. Big up Jim and big up Kate.
Jim. Yes. Hope your show, I saw your show, hope it went well there, Kate. Sorry I had to jump off towards the end.
Big up Kate every single time.
Back up.
Well, not for lack of ability to
not
defend
with guests
myself.
like this, buddy. You don't need backup a good guest like this. They're class.
Yeah, they're not here to
5 minutes with Kwasi. I like him already. Sofia, I've been watching for a long time now, and Sofia's just a
Likewise.
gem. Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
So let me just throw this, and whoever wants it can have it. Do we feel confident in Spurs' defense? Is there, because last season record amount of goals allowed. Obviously, there's 2 key positions that have now been upgraded, 3 key positions that have now been upgraded in that defense, and you could argue all 3 of them are crucial.
I'm going to disagree, mate. I'm going to disagree 100% with you right there. I'm going to say 5 positions were upgraded. Goalie, left back, left center back, right center back because he's got a partner he can trust now. Right back because we didn't expect Porro to be able to play play defense, and he's proven everybody wrong. All upgrades across the board right there, flat. All been fantastic for us. All going to get better. All young, and all believing in the manager. All believing in the system. I got no argument that somebody could present to me that I think they could win with, because everything that you get the stats guys. Okay, yeah, well, there was this mistake. He made this mistake. Van de Ven has failed to connect to a few headers. He's not good getting off the ground to hit her header yet. That's been a bit of an issue. I've even noticed that, but
it actually hasn't. That's a false narrative.
7 games now. Come on.
But that's a false narrative, Bobby. That he's not good aerially, and same thing with Christian Romero. Statistically, aerially,
it might be the timing, Jacob, in this league. Though he's playing in a different league. He's 21, man. The kid's gonna get it.
Yeah, and versus Arsenal,
when he does.
But what I'm saying is, versus Arsenal, he got up and he cleared 2 corners in a row when they had a series of 3 corners. I remember twice in a row he got up over. What's that?
He's getting it though. Like McBurney, he got over him quite a few times. Unfortunately,
an
inch on him. So
and kind of what you said with Udogie as well is
fault. Right?
Yeah, and kind of what you said with Udogie as well is that he's too young to even know better that like this is that big of a moment, right? So that could definitely be playing into his favor. Kwasi, let me ask you.
Yeah.
I know you've got a lot of confidence in your attackers, but when you look at the upgrades that we've mentioned, do you have any sort of withdrawals that maybe we could actually keep you to a modest scoreline? Because you average 3 goals a season. Can we keep? Do you think that Spurs defense can keep you from scoring 3 goals? Is my question.
Ooh, that's a good question. Your team, Bissouma, and I like that kid, Sarr, man. He has so much energy.
Yeah, and another youngster, baby.
Yeah, that midfield. When you have that type of energy, you cause a lot of trouble, and that's what was happening to Arsenal a lot. In terms of your defense, if Liverpool get the ball rolling and have control of the ball, your defense is gonna struggle. You see what I mean? If Liverpool, like, if we control majority, I mean, somebody's gonna control majority of the ball. It's probably gonna be a 55-45. That is okay, right? That's relatively 50-50. But if it becomes like a 40-60, and that would be a lot of. I think you guys will struggle with that, because then that means Nunes is gonna get a lot of the runs. Salah will be.
I don't see us having 40%. I don't mean to cut you off there, Kwasi, but I just want to pause and say, first half, 4 out of 6 Premier League matches, Liverpool has let the opposition do what they want.
Right.
And 4 out of 6 matches in the first half. I see the first half being a possession much like Arsenal, 60-40 in our favor. And that actually bodes well for us, because the least amount of time Mohamed Salah can have the ball at his feet or be making runs, the better it is for Spurs. It's going to happen eventually. It's inevitable. But the longer that we can go. So I think the possession's going to play into our favor.
And that's what I'm saying. But also, yes, we do. I don't know why. We keep giving these 1 goals. But if you watch the game against West Ham, we started off pretty well. The goal that West Ham scored was a super goal. It's very hard. The guy threw his head to the ball. The next thing that Virgil can do is kick the head and the ball, right? So that's what I'm saying. If Liverpool do get the control of the ball early, just like we did Aston Villa, then yes, their defense will struggle. But like you said, if you guys take control of the game early and we have to be more defensive, then yes, then we go into the second half, either we are down, I mean, per history, either we are down or, it's a draw towards the second half. And the second half, Liverpool tends to come better because the problem with Liverpool, the reason why we're playing like this is the team is new. Klopp is implementing different systems at the same time, keeping his old type of tactics, right? So you see us playing this buzzword, inverted. If I hear one more time, I'm gonna kick somebody, right? You know what I mean? Everybody's inverted. I'm like, watch the game. Liverpool play more than just an inverted style, right?
I promise you, Kwasi, you'll never hear me say that.
I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Everything is inverted. Like Pep have created a whole new system. It's called inverted football.
Kwasi.
I'm like, do you guys watch football?
Is he the new professor? What? Get out of here.
All right, bye, Chewy.
Yeah, so the game, I think somebody said it earlier, the game is going to win in the midfield. Whoever has control of the midfield is going to win the game. And
so let's look at the midfield real quick since you mentioned that. I mean, Bissouma, Sarr, Maddison.
That's a lot of energy.
And you have McAllister in the 6, Cujo, and Sabitzer.
That's what's like, yeah.
Sabitzer is really the only one I don't know. Maybe I'm not rating McAllister in the 6 enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. Australian Gooner 60-40. Jacob, why do you keep lying, man? It was 48-52 and Arsenal having majority. Bro, the first half, we had 60% possession in the first half versus Arsenal. We had 60%. And at the end, okay, so the final possession was 53.1% possession at the final whistle. So we still had more possession technically. But that's neither here nor there. We're arguing semantics at this point. But good morning, Australian Gooner. How you doing? Thank you, Ben Kaufman. He's putting the links in here. So anyone who hasn't, go over, subscribe to Sofia. There's her channel. There's Bobbalicious, Chocolicious, King of FIFA. You can subscribe to him as well. And then also for Kwasi Bold, you can go ahead and subscribe right there as well.
Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate you, Ben.
Yeah, shout out Ben, the #1 moderator in the YouTube community. Yeah.
He's the mod father.
I mean, Jacob, your midfield, the person who worries me is, I know everybody wants to say Maddison, but it's not Maddison. It's Bissouma because he's press resistant and Liverpool press. So usually when we press and somebody is resistant, that means our midfield is wide open and you know how high our line is. So that will be the problem that I'm more worried about. If Maddison has the ball, everybody knows he's looking to create something. So defenders are already on edge. And that's if you're playing a good team, that is, right? The thing with Bissouma is he's getting the ball so far a little bit deeper. So if you're a team that press a lot, you might go in trying to get the ball off his feet so that you could, score counter press right there. By a player like him, and that's why last year a lot of teams wanted him, but because of his off-field issues, people kind of play gun shy with it. But he is a very, very dangerous player. Serious dangerous player. Because if he goes, so if Liverpool let him do whatever he wants, then Maddison is going to hurt us, and then Sarr will have a field there. And then especially that guy that I can't mention his name properly on the right side. What's his name?
Kulusevski.
That man. If we let Bissouma get too much control of the ball, he will be the dangerous player. He's the one that usually hurts us the most. So this is going to be a great game, man. This is a game where two managers, and I don't know if you guys have seen Klopp. He's very calm on that. I told you we've been asking him to go to yoga classes.
Okay.
So nowadays, even when
he's still recovering from that hamstring injury. That's why.
So he has to stretch. So these days he's a little bit calmer. He understands.
Yeah, we'll see about tomorrow though. Whether
he'll be calm.
Yeah.
Because Klopp, he's gonna look on his left, and Ange is gonna be chilling, and he's like, okay, I can't act a fool. He might be mad in the first half because we're not playing well, but after that, you see, he's just gonna be chilling.
Big up Ozan came in with the first super chat of the day. Said, "Hey, that's my guy, Kwasi Bowl. Big up, big up indeed." And it was very impromptu that we got him in. So feel pretty lucky to have you on stream. So I appreciate you sharing your thoughts here with us, Kwasi.
No, thank you guys for making me famous.
Famous? I don't know. Chewy thinks you're famous. Ain't that right, Chewy? He can't hear me. He's deaf as fuck. But
big up, Chewy.
Yeah, big up. He can't hear you, but he feels the love. Everyone who says hello to Chewy, my wife thinks it's hilarious how people know of our dog because he's such a goof, and people are like, "Let me take this little button away because it looks like it's on your face right now, Bobby." And
that's why I moved over.
Oh, to make your head.
When I want to talk, I just pop out.
You're branding.
I'm doing my Bollywood, man. When I want to talk, I say hello.
Which one do you want? That one?
Oh, let's see how the blue looks.
This one's the white. Yeah, this is the white one. This is the blue one.
Because that way, if I move up a bit with the white one, it kind of matches my. Okay, there we go. Yeah, right there.
There you go.
I'm good. Okay, we're good there.
Look at that. That is branding live.
Right there.
Make sure you're liking and subscribing right here. Thank you.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up, Ozan.
My nose on stream. You wouldn't know on live.
You can eat. You can do all types of things under that button there. But big up, Ozan. I do appreciate that. Super chat says big up to Chewy as well. You're always showing love to Chewy, and I appreciate that. He appreciates that. Jim, member for 2 months, says, does Kwasi cover the Prem?
I usually, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I usually do the Liverpool thing. I do talk trash about other clubs, just because.
Yeah, you've already. Yeah,
especially Manchester United. I have to. That one is it's a DNA situation. But I will say this, Jacob. Yes, I did say that thing about the Burnley and Spurs thing. But your manager, if you go to all my shows, you will see that I give a lot of props to the manager. I don't know what it is, but I just like his vibe. He. I mean, I think even the suit, he doesn't even want to wear the suit.
We like Ange. Yeah.
I think he only. I only think he wore the suit because he knew it was a big occasion. But did he look calm and cool as a cucumber in it? I loved what I saw. Big up, Jim, for the membership chat. Appreciate that. There we go. Everyone's showing some love to Kwasi, subbing to Kwasi Bold TV. 100%. Kwasi represent. Big up Wild and Red is in the house.
Good luck. Good
luck. Big shout out to Uncle Rods as well. I was unable to make his show earlier, but big up Uncle Rods every single time. Jeff here says 15 goals scored, 11 from open play, 3 from set piece, 1 own goal, 7 goals conceded, 2 own goals, 2 penalties, 3 from open play.
Open play goals. That's the key. 3 open play goals.
We have 11 from open play, and we've conceded 3 from open play.
Exactly.
Sofia, I want to ask you. We're talking about the midfield battle. How do you see this panning out? We've mentioned the likely starters for Tottenham, which is Maddison, Basuma, and Sarr Toure. And then we also have on Liverpool, Sabitzelai, Cujo, and McAllister playing the 6, which again, something is telling me that is the spot we need to push. I know we're gonna have space with what's his name, Joe Gomez playing right back. Some people try to say he's a better right back than Pedro Porro. That's insane to me. But how do you see this midfield battle shaking out?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I really rate Spurs midfield. I do like solid midfielders when it comes to Liverpool. Like I was speaking up Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, but I feel like when Alexis McAllister is playing in that role, I don't know. I think I might agree with you, Jacob, that he's a player that can be a bit exposed in that particular role. That's why I've been saying, I'm going to be running this agenda. I do feel like you should have gotten another DM. So
we got Endo. You forgot about Endo.
He ain't. I'm sorry, Endo is just.
Technically, I think he wants to go by his first name, doesn't he?
Oh, Waturo.
Yeah.
He wants to go by Waturo.
So. Waturo. Big up to him.
That midfielder Klopp wants is Chouamini, or a player like that.
If you had him,
that is what he wants. And,
now we're talking.
McAllister, he can play. When he with Argentina, he was playing that deeper role. Enzo was the one that was a little bit far ahead of him, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I agree with you. Every Liverpool fan wants to see McAllister up top. But at this point,
he's so much better up top. But I hear the fact that at some, you gotta tweak things here and there. But I just think in the long haul, I just don't understand how this is going to work in the long
Mhm.
haul with the amount of games that everybody has, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the only assessment that I have. Other than that,
Mhm.
the other guys,
Yeah.
they show up. But
Mm.
to go back to the question that Jacob raised, I do feel like um, the midfield of Spurs is a lot more balanced in my opinion, with
Mhm.
the likes of Basuma and then Abzad and Madison, of course, as well. It's just I don't know. I think they got that on lock,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, this
I
is
like
going to be
I like your
exciting.
opinion, Sofia. Keep it up.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to
Big up
disagree. Carry
Jim.
on. Go, girl.
Jim hit us with a super chat. Says big up Jacob. Coys. I love the sign off. People love the sign off, and I love that people love the sign
How
off.
many people are stealing it? I think we signed off our show last week with it.
Hey, well, I don't think it's stealing.
We
I
drop
don't
your name.
own.
We drop your name and say this is copyright of United Spurs of America and Jacob. And this
Well,
is
there you go.
our
Now I don't
ending.
have to file a claim with YouTube. How about that? Saving me some time.
How about that?
Wild and Red says the 6 exposes McAllister's quality. What I want to say is, like, there's been something that tells me I just feel like this is not the guy. Like, if we play Giovanni Lo Celso in Basuma's role, is he the type of player who wants to play that role? And I think no. And when you look at McAllister, I don't know him that well. I don't know him personally. I haven't texted him today, but I don't imagine a guy who likes getting forward wants to necessarily occupy the spaces that the 6 is going to require when you're being dominated on possession like I'm expecting. So
Yeah.
I think that is our biggest chance to really pull him to a side, let James Madison be that decoy, and then have either when Ugoti cuts into the middle, Pedro Porro or Basuma or Sarr. And that's the thing is you don't quite ever know where we're really gonna take advantage of that space. So my hope is that McAllister plays that 6 because I think that is one of our best routes to go ahead and try and get something out of this match versus Liverpool. So
Well, I think what Klopp will do is he will. That's why everybody's saying that Gomez is going to play. Is
big up
because
long run.
he's going to move into the midfield to make it into a 2 holding, right? If you leave McAllister there by himself, Spurs is going to slice through him too easily. You see what I mean? So you're not going to see, and especially Trent just got back from injury, so he's not going to be. The bombing stuff is going to be to a limit. But one thing that the right side you have to be careful is. So Bossala and Salah is going to cause a lot of trouble on your left side. Yeah, on your on your left side. Yeah. If that happens, that will spread you guys wide because then Diaz is going to do what Diaz does. He's like the outlier. He does whatever he wants. He's technically not part of Klopp's plan. He does whatever he wants. He's not the typical Mane style of play. So he's our Maverick, So that if that happens, then you're gonna have a lot of problems because then Basuma has to drop way deeper than his usual. So by the time he gets the ball and try to go forward, we pressing way too high. So
he's cool as a cucumber under that press.
And I know, and that's why I say if he gets going, then we will have to change the formation like 3-4 times in between the games. Song, we know what Song does. That's why we don't need to talk about it. The goal is to limit. We will probably have to play you guys the way we play City, and is to limit the person who gives the assist. When we play City, we are not tackling Haaland. We go after KDB. Stop the passes before Haaland gets it.
But that's why I think that we are not. I mean, I don't want to compare ourselves to City in any frame here, but what I want to say is I just feel like you can cut off one avenue, but we have 3 to 4 more, and the work rate in which we find and help out each other is what I think is going to also be crucial to us winning that battle there in the midfield. Yes. Because if we can continue to find those spaces for each other and those passing lanes, despite the press, like we've done before against the press, when there's a team that comes out and meets us and tries to have the fight that we're bringing to them. So I have a lot of faith Honestly, the more I think about the matchup, I just think it's going to be something that really actually heavily favors Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow. I got a couple questions I do want to roll through. Say that again?
You said the matchup is going to be favorable to you guys?
I says there's things that now I'm thinking and talking about it more throughout the day that give me more hope it could be favorable for Tottenham if we should exploit these things. But again, it remains to be seen. Some people are saying Spurs need a humbling, and that might be the case. But until then, talk to me nicely.
No.
Not yet. It's not happening
what
yet.
It is? Like, I know a lot of fans are busting our balls, Jacob, because we're on this Ange train, choo-choo, chugging along, all pumped up, all happy, finally living it up. We've suffered for 3 years straight of miserable, painful football as well. Barely grinding out results, fossil football, no energy, poor player performances, no commitment, no effort, no drive, no desire, no love for the badge. It was so disheartening, so disappointing that when we've been finally given that glimmer of hope, we're gonna seize it. I'm sorry. I'm living it up right now. I'm ready to go streaking down the roads when we win the double this year. I'm gonna be draped in a 3 Spurs boys flag, and that's about it. Scaring the hell out of all my neighbors, and it'll be worth the night in jail.
No, you have to enjoy it.
That's the mentality right now, and that's my co-host on my show, Kuva. For those of you who don't know, he's just so pumped right now. He's just full. He's choo-choo. He's driving that Ange train. Forget being on it. He's at the front of it, man. He's pulling that cord. Baby.
Real quick, let me say shout out Elvis G has the super chat here, and also before I read this out, want to say big up, massive thank you to Never a Foul for the raid, sending a bunch of lovely folks on over. And if you are coming over for the raid, if you're here for a short time, you're here for a good time or a long time or all of the above, go ahead, hit that like, because Kaz, Mo, and Daps, they wouldn't send you somewhere if they didn't want you to help this channel grow. And it's absolutely free, cost you nothing. Let me know what you think as well in the poll. I see 114 votes. It is crunch time. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? With 116 votes, 52% says Tottenham are going to win. Now, I think with the Never a Foul folks coming in, we might get a little bit more of a balanced approach here, because this is a Spurs-centric channel, so you are going to get the Spurs mentality and right now we were at 56 and now we're at 51%, so a lot of people are saying Liverpool going to win here too, so big up everybody. There's 4 options there. The last option is just a little bit of fun, but I try to represent all factions there. But if you don't mind, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new. But again, shout out to Never a Foul and the boys with the raid. And I want to say a special thank you to the 3 new subscribers that just subscribed to the channel. Big up yourself right now. I appreciate you. I see you. I think you're smart and I think you're beautiful. And I hope everyone in your life tells you that, because you have just subscribed to United Spurs of America. And something I like to say on this channel is go ahead and share this video with your mother, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your sister, your uncle, your nephew, and your niece, because they all want to be a part of Tottenham Hotspur, of United Spurs of America, and Tottenham Hotspur. Fuck it. But appreciate y'all being here. Again, if you're here for a short time, hit that like. If you're here for a long time, hit that like. If you just subscribed right now, big up yourself right in the face. But I want to say big up as well to Elvis G, hitting me with a super chat, double dipping, and I ain't talking queso or salsa. They're double dipping here. YouTube chat member with a super chat saying, enjoying the panel tonight. I'm expecting an exciting game that's end to end. Prepare to have your nerves shredded. I think it's going to be an absolutely huge test, the biggest test. I said in the thumbnail of this video, this is Ange Postecoglou's biggest match of his life so far. I know winning a trophy with these clubs, etc., that's a big moment, but I'm talking about competition level, attention to detail requirements. Everything about this match says this is the biggest moment to his ability to how can we adapt versus a top opposition, where, you know, no disrespect to Arsenal, but like, we were able to draw you at home, and I've heard y'all are supposed to be title contenders, but Liverpool is a club that is actually legitimately, fans are saying you have to challenge for the title, not we would like to. So I think this is, again, last week was a great test for Tottenham Hotspur. This week will be, again, another test, but an even bigger test, because again, Mohamed Salah is not Buhu Saka. He's levels above him. So honestly, I think it's going to be a great game. We're going to be in for a lot of goals. I think it's a neutral's favorite. So Sophie, I know you are I say neutral. Kwasi says no because you're United. But just how many goals do you expect to see coming out of this matchup on tomorrow?
I probably will, throw myself on the bus here, but 7. 7.
I got a 7 up for you, but
See?
Sorry. I was saying in my head. It should not come out. I was saying in my head.
It's gonna be 7 total, but
a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game is gonna be. This is a game that Klopp.
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is a game that Klopp likes because it's football. That's why he hates teams that just sit back. It's like, are we playing or are you just gonna sit back, right? This is a match that he's playing, and he's gonna go all attack. I don't think he's gonna use a DM. I probably think that he's gonna use McAllister, Cujo, and Szoboszlai in the midfield. He's just going to play the same way that he's used to. He's not going to come up. He's going to, of course, do tactical changes in the game, which we will need. We can't go with just one style of play. Now, like I said, if Liverpool get a hold of the ball early and get comfortable soon, then it will be a long day for Spurs. At the same time, if Liverpool let Spurs control that midfield, you guys know how we play in the first half. It's going to be one of those long days. So this game, I'm excited about it. One thing that, I know Bobby was saying how he enjoys watching Spurs and, he's, from the past 3 years. With me, I have learned to be calm with Liverpool now, even when we go down or we're not playing well. Yes, I will throw a few shoes around the room, but I say they will figure themselves out. And that's because I have understood the mission. This is year 1 of Klopp's 2.0, right? He is rebuilding something. The players that we have haven't played with each other. So our defense structure is not there yet. That's why sometimes we look like Bambi on ice, right? But then if you go individual to individual player, you'll be like, wow, you got good players. Why you guys play like you never played before? So even if you look at all the goals that have been against us, it's either a super goal or a mistake. All the goals that have scored against Liverpool, either we made a mistake or it was a super goal. The game against Leipzig, that shot, I don't see how many goalies can stop that.
Big up Plaga 9 says this game is too big for Postecoglou or something. Pool cruises to a 4-2 win. Get your score predictions in before we end off the show. I will read those out. I want to keep the conversation. I want to keep it going here. But there's a link for Kwasi. There's a link for Sofia's Football Talk. You can also find it in the title of this video. Go subscribe over there to Sofia, Kwasi, and 3 Spurs Boys as well. Big up Ben Coffin for dropping those links. Here's another score prediction. I'm going to start. So if I see score predictions, go ahead and get them in. I'll start. We'll talk about it there at the end. But I got another question starred from Spurs GCTV, and we've talked about it a little bit already. But the question is, Sofia, who has the best midfield 3, Spurs or Liverpool, and why? We talked about it a little bit, but now I'm going to put you under pressure. Give me an answer. Who has the better 3? Is it us or is it Liverpool?
Spurs. I said it earlier. It's the most balanced.
It's balanced more, yeah.
But I'm actually generally like Kwasi. Are we going to keep it 100 or we're not going to keep it 100? Like I said, I like, Dominic Szoboszlai, McAllister and all that, but it's not balanced. It's not.
But this is what you have to see. The Liverpool midfielder has, we used to be called the Brexit, and we were very hard-working, injury-prone defense, right?
Keep 100.
But this one right here, I understand how everybody wants McAllister a little bit out forward, but Klopp is changing. He wants something different. He wants his players to play multiple, He did that with Fabinho when Fabinho first got there. And it took him a while to figure it out. It took almost like 4 months.
Okay.
So, I mean, yes, Spurs, the reason why you think Spurs is better is because it's sexy. Well, both teams are sexy, but Spurs from Conte last year or the 2-3 years that they've been in purgatory to now, it looks very sexy. Especially Busuma has been let loose. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
They got
And-
energy. They
Again,
got,
that I've been saying this all stream. I've been saying it all week. It's not just one. It's not just two. It's not just three. There's a lot of facets that have changed within the club, within the squad, within the mentality, in the locker room of this team, and that's what I think gives a lot of Spurs fans the extra chest. Now, when rivals look at it, they say, "Oh, Spurs are gassed up about this. They're celebrating a draw, and if they get a draw tomorrow, they're going to celebrate that too." What I'm going to say is, I've been told Arsenal title contenders. I feel like Liverpool should be up in that conversation. That's the expectation I have for Liverpool. So, as a Liverpool fan, I'm sure that they have that expectation of their club too, not just the fact that they're playing in Europa League. I'm sure that there's a desire for them to get back in and around the title contention. So, if we're able to go out, play our style, play the way that we want to, and implement our game plan, I like our chances because we're never going to stop. I know you're going to score. I know you're going to come at us, and I know we're going to come. We're going to take. We're going to require resiliency. We're going to go down a goal, maybe two.
now,
But if we can capitalize, real quick, if we can capitalize on the first half, where again, I think Liverpool and Tottenham, admittedly, we do start slow, and we'll pick it up around the 40th minute, right before halftime, is when we like to come alive, and then we show up in the second half as well. And I think y'all do the same thing, at least in 4 out of 6 of the Premier League matches that I've gone and looked at. The first half, you kind of let the teams come at you. You let us do what we want to do. And if you do that again, my hope is that we will capitalize on that and not be just a second half team. So, Bobby, I want to ask you, I haven't heard you speak in a second, so I want to ask you, do you think that Liverpool, that frankly, they may be able to start slower than Tottenham, and that could be an advantage that we use to our something that we use to our advantage?
I think actually I'm fearful that they start by letting us score first, because if you look at Liverpool's last 3 games, all 3 of them, they went down 1-0, and all 3 they won 3-1. So it's kind of like it's almost like that's when they come to life. So I'm wondering if we let them have that first goal first, if necessary, and then pounce when they're maybe a little bit more complacent kind of thing, not having to fight to come from behind. That hunger is a little bit less than, and it makes us hungry. And then our home fans get riled up and everything like that and push the team on, hopefully. It's a tough call because at the end of the day, we are talking about Liverpool. They're a quality team. Even with Van Dijk not performing up to speed, Trent not being himself really, and defensively he's shown he's poor. But attacking, it's crazy how much firepower they have. It really is scary. I'm going to butcher the kid's name, Sabotsia.
Just call him Dom. You find me.
Or Hungarian Steven Gerrard.
Sabotalai. I got the 12-year-old kids are telling me Sabotalai.
I could not even say it myself. It took me.
There you go. My nephew and my son are telling me.
He's a quality player. He's a quality player. Real quick,
that goal he scored against Leicester.
That was such a good goal. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
wow.
relegation fodder. Relegation fodder.
Immediately, yeah, but he came in and immediately made a difference. But
yeah, you could put me out there with a bunch of kiddos. I'll go and bang some too. Real quick, Wayne Bonner, big up Wayne Bonner for the super chat.
Thank you.
The donation to the channel, big up Wayne Bonner. Says, sup everyone, 2-goal win for our beloved Spurs. Talk to me nicely indeed, Wayne Bonner. I like that. Let me see what's going on with the poll here. We're still at 51% saying Tottenham are going to win. That's out of 134 votes. There's 94 likes. So Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. We could get up around like 120 likes if y'all,
come on, guys.
if y'all want to help the channel. If not, that's cool. You could watch and just do your thing and not like, not subscribe. But if you want to do something that's absolutely free and is immense for every content creator that you do watch, hit that like. Hit that subscribe, and yes, LFC for the double. It was a great goal.
I know.
I appreciate. I do want to shout out real quick Staffy and Hussam from This Is Football and Staffy TV.
Yes.
I've been fortunate enough to work with them a few times over these past few weeks, and I've gotten dubbed an old nickname, my first ever nickname, Yakub. So I appreciate everyone all the Liverpool fans coming in here showing me some love. Even though,
whoa, what did you just? That's your first nickname on YouTube?
My first nickname in my life, because my best friend.
Excuse me, the Texie, the
who are your friends?
The Toasty Texan. I'm saying in kindergarten, kindergarten, my best friend, his older brother called me Yakub. because
I got you. Okay, you're going back. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they speak
cool.
they speak Urdu is the language that they speak.
Yeah,
so
Muslim.
so that's my best friend Faraz Sheikh. Shout him out. Definitely taught me a lot of things that America's not going to teach you in the school system. But regardless of that, let's get back to the football. I want to say seriously though, LFC, that was a great goal. But you know what? Højbjerg had a screamer once too. Just going to say that. So let's.
I was going to ask you guys this, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody's talking about DM. You guys know Bissouma is not a DM, right?
But he has the ability to play that, whereas that's the
and he drops into those positions at times.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why Sofia is saying that there's more balance to us because McAllister is being forced into that role, and it no matter what he tries to do, it doesn't suit him. He's an attacking player,
true,
and a very good one at that.
Yes.
He's being forced into a role that it's not suiting him, almost like Ndombele for us. As soon as he came in, he was being forced into roles that he didn't suit him. Yeah. And look how shit he did, and then what ended up happening with him. Now we're
at. You know what Klopp is going to do when he realizes that it's not working? He's going to, he has subbed McAllister in the first half before. So
yes,
but didn't he use Trent in a holding role and push Gomez to right back?
We tried that in the preseason.
Didn't work?
It didn't work.
Yeah,
I can't see somebody being worse than Trent defensively.
But
that squad.
The thing that people don't get, and the reason why for a long time I was a big fan of Bissouma is everybody's talking DM. There's a difference between a holding and then.
Why is he playing it so shit for Liverpool, man?
Who?
No, this Wild and Red saying that it's not true. McAllister plays that role for Argentina.
Because Argentina play two holding, so he allows.
So he's got help back there, of course. Okay, so it allows him to push forward.
So
that's
what I was saying.
So it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. They don't play 4-3-3. They play, 4-2-3-1, I believe.
Okay.
That's what I was saying earlier. Gomez will shift into the midfield to allow McAllister to move a little bit further. But the DM, the destroyer that everybody talking about. There's a destroyer who's a DM.
You're people, my man. I haven't seen him play. I don't watch your games.
I've seen him play.
Liverpool fans,
I've seen him play. So admittedly, I've seen him occupy the role. And Klopp's not a fool. If the guy can't play the position, I don't expect Klopp to force a square peg into a round hole in that sense. So I give him enough credit for that. So
yeah, he won't do.
My whole point with bringing up McAllister in that role. From my standpoint, Wild and Red, is as a player, does he want to play that nasty position? It's not the glamorous position. It's the grungy position, the position where you're doing a lot of cleanup work, basically. The other people let their man get by, and now it's your job to help and assist and really centralize your defense. So my fear for McAllister, if I'm looking at it from a Liverpool sense, is that 90 minutes of us bringing the game to you, I don't think he wants to play that role the entire 90 minutes. I see a guy like McAllister getting impatient, wanting to get forward, much like you see with Udogie in a match where if he hasn't pressed forward, he's going to get forward regardless of what's going on. And I feel like offensively minded players, and McAllister's an offensively minded player. Like what I saw from him, he looks like he filled in for Giovanni Lo Celso. He might not even get called up because McAllister's that good in the position. So I rate the guy as a player, but I just think that could be an option for us to exploit.
So that's where the tactics is. That's why I say from jump, say if Liverpool controls the game, then why do we need a DM? Because that is going to be 6 players attacking your back four. Right? Yeah. That's the new tactics that Klopp is trying to imply, because a lot of the teams that we have played against, they have sat back and it's very hard. You don't need a DM when all the 9 players are sitting behind the ball. What's the DM going to do? The part that Sophie's saying that I'm a little bit disagreeing is that Bissouma is a holding. There's a difference between the DM that everybody used to, the strong destroyer who cleans everything. And then you have the other one who, like Bissouma, who is offensive and defensive at the same time. Now, we haven't gotten ours, and that's why I say we want to Tchouaméni, because that's an identical player. But McAllister has played in the DM role for Brighton and Argentina. So that's why Klopp uses him. Actually, Klopp didn't want to use him. If you guys remember, in the beginning of the season where we got Endo, he pushed him out forward, and then we got a red card. And so
big up Anfield Dave was on me yesterday on This Is Football. Big up Anfield Dave. I'm glad you were here. I love the banter. You've kept the banter just that. It never got personal, so I love it. Says, hello, Jacob. Did I remind you Huddersfield have 3 league titles and Spurs have 2? I did see you say that a few times in the chat yesterday, but honored you are here now, my friend. LFC for the double says, we need a DM when they're not sitting behind the ball. Tottenham won't sit back. Right. No, we will not.
Yeah, that's what I said. The defender that made the DM that Klopp wants. There's none in the market right now. We're not gonna go buy. That's why we were looking for Amrabat, right? Because he is.
Yeah, and he said no.
And you're looking for Caicedo and Lavia.
He wanted to come. Yeah, he wanted.
He said
to
no.
That's just Terry.
He said no.
Kwasi, I heard you didn't get rejected once. You didn't get rejected twice, but you got rejected 3 times. Amrabat, Lavia, Caicedo.
They told us, wait a little bit. They were like, bro, we ain't got no time. We got
wait a little bit.
And that's why we went to go get Endo.
He said no in all of the different language.
We got rejected one time, but we got played, and that was Caicedo.
Yeah.
That was we got played for that one. That was the only one that we got rejected after we put in the money. We showed up with the limousine, and she said no. But
Kwasi, sorry, I was touching on this with you earlier. Now, this is why I'm asking you this. So because you guys haven't, you've been playing phenomenal football. You've been playing good. You haven't lost, right?
No,
right. So you're doing well. You haven't conceded many goals. So is a DM, a proper DM, the push towards a title for you guys?
No, we will need one because. Like I said, we have to get the right one. We can't just get somebody who just destroy and that's all they do. If you give us Bissouma, we win in the league. You see what I mean? If we had gotten Caicedo, we would have turned Caicedo into a better player than what the other guys in London are doing.
Yeah, you know what?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look
100%.
at the specific DMs, quote unquote DMs that Liverpool went for, they are not just a destroyer who just sit back because the other team is going to hit you on a counter-attack. You know what I mean? A player like Fabinho, where are you going to go find him? That's Rodri. City never going to sell Rodri. So we have to build a new one. And the newer one was Schwemini. That's why Klopp wanted Schwemini last year, and we couldn't get him. That's why we were trying to get Caicedo or even Lavia because they if you look at Lavia and Caicedo, they look like Bissouma. Those type of players are the new style of DM that is happening. Even Man U with if they use Amrabat properly, he is going to create a better attacking counter press for them. Hence the reason why maybe it'll help the goalie a little bit because now you have somebody who can actually control the ball, right? And strong. But with the DM, yes, I think Klopp will get a DM, but Klopp, he's specific. He has to get the right one. We can't just go get it.
That's one thing I really respect about that guy. He doesn't go for option B. Because that all started with Van Dijk.
Yeah.
And when they tried to get him, it didn't work out in the summer. They didn't want to pay what he was worth.
Yeah.
And things weren't going so well. Come January, he said, "You want me to do better?
Yeah,
you want this team improved? Get me the tools I need.
Guy.
Get me my guy." They turned around and said, "How much you want? 75? Here you go.
Take the money." Yeah.
Done. And look at the transition. Look at the transformation from there. They trusted him to do his job. Wow. What a novel concept.
I want to say big up to the 160 plus still hanging out with us on a Friday night as we look forward to Spurs versus Liverpool. Got an all-star panel here for y'all. And I do want to say big shout out and thank you to the 102 of y'all who've gone and liked the video. That means a lot. It's absolutely free and it's monumental for every single content creator that you watch on YouTube. Costs you nothing and it helps us all. Ben Coffin as well is dropping the links in the chat. So if you got an extra couple seconds, just it will open a new tab for you, and you can just go click sub on everyone's links that he is posting in there. So big up Ben Kaufman for doing that. Big up Mr. K in the house as well. Big up Eddie, still hanging out with us. Just want to say thank you as well to the 3 people who just liked, and then the 2 people who just subscribed as well. So thank you so much. I do see y'all. Big shout out to all the new subs, old subs, and everyone in between. Jim here saying, I'm looking forward to this game more than the Gooners game. For me, I would say I was banging my chest more about the Gooners game because I was confident about what we were going to be able to do to them. I'm not banging my chest as loudly or proudly this time around because I rate Liverpool higher as an opposition than I do Arsenal. So while I'm banging my chest, while anyone who's heard me make predictions, I feel confident in what we can do if we do what I think we're going to do. But again, this is the most beautiful game in the world, and anything can happen in those 90 minutes. And so for me, I just think it's going to be one of those. It's great for a neutral. It's great for a Spurs fan going into this because we're feeling confident. Jim's feeling confident. I'm feeling confident. Bobby's feeling confident. There's a new baby. Exactly. We're on the train, and you know what? Even if we stop or excuse me, if we slow down, the train doesn't come to a stop immediately. We're undefeated in the Premier League. Okay, so we can continue that tomorrow. This is the biggest test of Ange Postecoglou.
And I'm sorry that I'm cutting you off. This is the part where this is the fans needs to be patient. And Liverpool, we are also learning to be patient because people think that, a rebuild. They think we have to go right back to where we are at our highest. No, it doesn't work.
Big up, Raimon.
It doesn't work like that. We have to realize this is year 1. And then Spurs fans also, you have to learn how to walk. They say crawl and then work your way up. If something goes wrong, it's actually good it goes wrong so that the manager can fix it.
This is what I said about the Carabao Cup exit. Everyone laughed in my face. Everybody laughed at me. People were in my chat. That was one of my most popular videos on most popular streams I did on the channel. Was I said, Ange is not at fault for what happened at the Carabao Cup. This is an L for the greater good. And sometimes you have to take a couple steps back before you can really jump forward. And we are not yet even jumping forward. We've taken our steps back, but we see the potential here. And that I agree, Kwasi. We do need to slow down a little bit.
No, just enjoy it.
But we are enjoying it. Exactly. Because last year we had months of unenjoyable. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to watch a 1-0 win versus a relegation side or a recently promoted side. A 1-0 win versus Nottingham Forest at 5 in the morning. Are you kidding me? The least we could do is go out there and put on a beautiful match for me to wake up and be excited and wanting to see how we're going to play and how we go with these teams. So the mood is different, and that's going to make different expectations. But again, I'm going to keep it 100% with everybody who's ever watched this channel. My expectations for this season were here. While we are firing here, my expectations remain right where I set them. I don't want to put us on a bigger pedestal than it's already there because it's an ever-present pedestal. So I want to say also big up Ryman Islam as well. Follow me over from This Is Football. I try to be as level-headed again. My bias will seep out every now and then. It's like, it's just one of those things. You're going to see it every now and then. But big up Eddie.
That's exactly the exact mentality we need to have right now. Because although we're pumped up, we're hyped up. We saw the fan reaction after the Fulham exit. Immediately, the wheels have fallen off. That's it. Everybody's.
What was Ange thinking? How could he do that?
And it's going to happen a few more times this season. But we've been given something to excite us finally.
Big up, Ian.
Something that's gonna to grow hopefully and not get screwed up. But it's just nice to see the train is at least back on the track.
And you know what?
Heading in the right direction.
And I'm sorry to cut you off again.
That's why we're pumped. No, Kwasi, you have with me. You have to cut me off, brother. I don't shut up.
And that's and I want to bring my enemy into this. That's why Man U fans are struggling. They still have that concept of Alex Ferguson. Is Alex Ferguson levels or bust? At this point, you have to learn to be like, okay, we started from scratch. You saw Arsenal fans 4 years. They thought that, and the worst thing I'd like to hear from a fan, even Liverpool fans, is we are Liverpool. So I'm like, so who told you have a divine right?
Yes.
You see what I mean? If we're talking about history, then yes, I can pull my chest out and be like, I'm Liverpool. We want no. On the current situation, you are just like everybody else.
Yeah, we ain't him.
We're not exactly, you know what I mean?
As you can say,
Yeah, and Man U fans, I think they still have the Alex Ferguson or bust. If the manager also needs to be held accountable. If you don't get your player, you still have to use what you got and try to make it work. You know?
I hear you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't like, especially that's why I didn't like Conte. Oh, he didn't get so no. Conte got backed. He got the money, he bought the players and still
I don't wanna
there's a lot of option B's there, Kwasi. That's why when I was saying with Klopp, he refused. He dug his heels and said, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, you think if FSG were like, we're buying Jed Spence whether you want him or not, Klopp, what do you think he would say to that?
In the press, he's sitting there saying, "This is a club signing. I don't want him. This is a club signing. This is a club."
He literally, the only person he spoke out against was I really didn't want that guy.
I didn't want him at all.
But people tell me Conte was back. That's another story for another day, but it's not today.
They're just trying to wind this up now, Jake.
Yeah, I know.
Positive. Stay happy.
We see what you're doing, Kwasi. We see it.
But look at Klopp. The story is Mane. Well, he loved Mane. He wanted to bring Mane into Dortmund, but he couldn't get him. At Liverpool, Mane was not his first option. Salah was not.
You wanted.
He didn't even want Bobby.
Good sir.
There's Götze, Brandt, and the other people, right?
Yep.
But the athletic director was so good. Klopp had to listen.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
Edwards, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Big up, Kate. I want to make sure I shout out the super chat before I keep moving.
Kwasi.
Who?
You listed all good players there.
Götze was done. Götze had the not viral, but he had the illness that will not allow him to overtrain himself. And that was the first time I've seen Klopp trying to bring an old player. He never brings old players. You see what I mean? Salah, Mane, Brandt. You see the difference, right?
But the thing is, he's added the right pieces to the puzzle.
Oh yes. There are certain players he won't budge.
I'll give him that credit.
Yeah, there are certain players he won't budge.
And Ange seems to be doing that with us right now.
Yeah,
like me and Jacob screamed for get Richie out, put Sonny in the middle. 2 days,
he did
games later. Whoa.
Boom, there it is.
Whoa, hold on a second here.
Yeah.
So you
willing to be fluid with your
He's reacting.
And that's the thing
Jacob,
is,
I know you wanted to get to that.
Yeah, I do want to get to because I just got another super chat coming in. Y'all are blessing the channel tonight. Thank you so much, and happy Friday night to everyone locked in again. Want to say big up to Kate with Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs, double dipping, and I ain't talking queso. Says superb panel tonight. Big up, y'all. Big up, Kate. Appreciate you with the super chat and being a member as well. That does mean a lot to me. And Jim, as I like to say, the half of the married couple there that agrees with me most. So my favorite guy, Jim, with Just a Guy Who Loves Spurs, as well, double dipping. Both y'all dropping the bank, y'all opening the wallet for me tonight. You don't have to do that. Y'all know you're family. But says people don't realize Ange has been a coach manager for 28 years. He knows what he is doing. Won everywhere he has managed. He is top drawer. Teams will see. And so with this in mind, I've said this is the toughest test that Ange Postecoglou has ever faced in those 28 years. Quality-wise, the magnitude level. I mean, he's won stuff, so maybe personally on a magnitude level, it's not as big. He's said in his quotes, Ange Postecoglou has that, he respects what Liverpool's going to do. He has an idea of how they're going to come out and play versus us. So I trust his judgment and where we decide to take this battle, but I know either way it goes, we're going to be bringing our style to you. So, but big up Jim and big up Kate with these two super chats as well. Before we get going on too much longer, it is almost at 2 hours here on the show. So if you haven't yet, hit that like, participate in the poll. The percentages of y'all saying Tottenham are going to win tomorrow is going down. 150 votes.
That's because you got the raid. Liverpool.
I know. The neutrals. Yeah, the neutrals are all coming in. Yeah. 49. It was at 56% before the raid. We are now at 49% of 151 saying Tottenham will win. 22% says Liverpool will win. 17% says it's going to be a draw, and 11% just saying I'm just going to watch with love and hope for tomorrow because you know what? It's going to be a great game. If this ends up being a 1-0, I'm going to be so upset because I went on so many channels. Like saying this is going to be a match where if you're neutral and you're wondering what you want to do during this match, you can't take your eyes off of it, because if we bring what I think we're going to bring, you play the way I'm expecting you to play, it's going to be one of those fights. Anyone who watches combat sports, a lot of times when there's a fight, in order for it to be a great fight, both fighters have to be willing to go out there and get punched in the face real hard several times. And both of us are those kind of fighters where we will go out there and you can punch me in the face, but I'm coming back. And you can punch me in the face and I'm coming. It's going to be back and forth, back and forth. But again, that's why I've said along that I think if we, these are my key. I don't usually do like keys to the matchup type shit, but I'm saying for this matchup, here's my keys to the matchup. Jacob's going to throw it here to his keys of the matchup. And what I would say, that was my presenter voice, my like Buck Henry presenter voice. I really think, again, the three things that I would say is crucial for Tottenham, and I want to know what y'all think the three things would be crucial for whatever result you're predicting. For the result that I'm predicting, which I will give my score prediction at the end, I'm saying we have to start early. We have to be playing like it's the second 45 during the first 45 and really get out ahead of y'all. So that way we're only going to have to be resilient after y'all are resilient. I'd rather it be that way, because this is two quality teams, two quality managers where I feel like if we go down, we will show resiliency to level it. Whereas, and the same thing with y'all, if you go down, I know that y'all have the resiliency to get back and level it. And then that will require us to be resilient again. So I'm using the word resiliency a lot because I really think it's crucial in this matchup where, as a squad, don't get too high, don't get too low. So that's my first key, is remain resilient regardless of what happens. Second is go out in the first 45 minutes and really put that work on them. Make them suffer in the first 45 to where they're working uphill in the second 45, and we just keep bringing that and make them work uphill. They're not just working uphill, but we're dragging them down as they're trying to work uphill. That's what we need to do as that second key. The third key I'm going to say is you got to win that midfield. That 6. I know Liverpool fans have rated it. I know Liverpool fans are saying that McAllister in that 6 can be the dude. But again, this is our responsibility to take this guy who I don't think wants to be there, to get him and pull him out. And that's on James Maddison. So I need James Maddison to win the final third battle versus whoever the hell want to mark him. Yeah, I'll probably go with double on him, but I want to say those are my three keys. And before I throw it around to the panel, Adrian Chia with a super chat here says, I printed Basuma name and number on my Spurs kit for Pool.
Ooh. By the way, have you guys seen the meme where the Arsenal fan requested leave the name blank, just the number?
And it says blank 14.
No, it says leave 14.
Leave 14. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so it's like he's telling Nketiah to leave. That's hilarious. But big up Adrian Chia for the super chat. I do appreciate that immensely. And everyone in the chat, y'all are absolutely killing it. So I will see your score predictions. Make sure to get your score predictions in. I've got a lot of them starred already, and we will get to them in just a moment. But in regards to what I was just talking about, Sofia, I'll ask you first. What do you think is crucial in order to see the result that you're expecting to see? What do you think needs to happen?
I mean, both teams got to be on it. I mean, I want to see a proper goal fest. Give me the goals. I just want to see a good game of football, back to back, end to end. I'm thinking, of course, your midfield got to be on it, which I do expect for it to happen. And also, you know, Liverpool with the attack, they're going to be on it as well. Mo Salah on that right-hand side, he's going to be cooking. And it'll be up to Udogie to see if he can keep him unlocked or locked in this scenario. Either way, I do expect it to be a good game. And if not, I'll be utterly disappointed.
Yeah, because this has all the makings of a high-flying affair. Yeah. Kwasi, what about for you? What's crucial for Liverpool to get the result that you're expecting to see?
So we have Liverpool, one, eliminate mistakes, control the ball, and then keep being brave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, fair.
There you go. Very efficient and very poignant. I like that.
One thing that I wanted to say based on what you were saying, Spurs, I like what you said, they have to be balanced, because if you overcorrect yourself, Liverpool is going to tear you up apart.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, if you 100%. Try to overcorrect yourself like weak, Liverpool just sit there, just wait. And you know, we have a very pacey attack.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
So
like we've established in the show, we've all, as a consensus, unless Bobby has a different feeling. I don't think Bobby's spoken it, but as a whole, the 5 attackers you have, I think all 5 of them can start for all Big Six clubs.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that. Maybe that's me overhyping Liverpool's attackers, but personally, I wanted. I'm not going to change up now. I wanted Darwin Núñez. Whenever I saw him at Benfica and I saw him play for Uruguay, I said, "This guy's he reminded me of a faster Edison Cavani." And I mean, maybe it was just because they're both playing side by side, and he was burning him with pace in that international match I was watching. But I was like, "Wow, this kid, he's young and this and that." And then Liverpool spent the 90 on him, and I was obviously like, "We're never going to drop 90 on one player. That's just not." That's just not what Tottenham does. So, but this is a guy I rated, and I would love any FIFA career mode I do. First thing I do is I go to Liverpool and I say, "Here's Richarlison, give me Núñez, and here's another 40 mil on top of it," because I think he would look. I think it would be a great swap personally. But so I rate the attack very high. Bobby, I want the same question I gave to the other folks. I want to give it to you. In order to see the result you're expecting, what is crucial and what needs to happen in your eyes?
I honestly believe, looking at the midfields, that they're both very strong. I think that the game is going to be moved out of the midfield. I think it's going to go wide. I'm more concerned about how Porro is going to try to hold on to Luiz and how Udogi's going to do against Salah. And like I already said, if Udogi settles into the game, and I don't think he's going to have that starstruck moment or awestruck moment with, "Oh my God, it's Mo Salah" kind of thing. Everybody in the world knows who that guy is. He's a phenomenal player. There's no doubting that. There's a lot of talent to his game, but he can also be put off his game. You know, we had who the hell pocketed Salah last time we played him? It was Cess, wasn't it? And we were absolutely shocked.
It was Sessegnon.
And we were absolutely shocked.
You
know what I mean? So it is possible. So if the right mentality and he's calm, doesn't make any rash, stupid decisions, I think that as long as we can neutralize their wing play, that we have the ability to win that midfield battle. So that's where I think it's going to be won lost. It's what's going to happen on the sides, because we're lacking pace, especially up on the right side. Kulusevski has to start. Johnson's out now. I don't think he's available at all, right, Jacob?
Sessegnon?
No, Johnson.
Oh, sorry. I was responding to Kwasi on the private chat. Johnson, he did not participate. He's out. Ange Postecoglou has ruled him out.
That's what I'm saying. So that's that option up the right in terms of pace, right? So I think we've got to neutralize their boys on the sides and force them to the middle, and I think we can win the battle in the middle.
Yeah. So, Ange did say Brennan will miss out this week. It's nothing too serious, but it is enough to keep him out this week. So that was who I was looking for to be a super sub. We are over 2 hours here now, so it is time for the score predictions and goal scores, and then we will wrap up the show and say goodnight to all of you. Oh, I just clicked the wrong button on there. There we go. So I've been starring everyone's in the chat. This is your last chance to get your score predictions and goal scores in, and then I will read them all out. But Kwasi's got to go, so I'm going to throw it to you first, my friend. What's your score prediction for tomorrow, and who's scoring your goals for you?
This is what I'm going to say. I usually don't say that because I don't want to jinx myself.
But you need to jinx yourself on this platform for sure.
I don't want the entire Liverpool fans to come at me and say, "You are the reason why."
No, I'll direct everyone who says that. I'll direct them all to Hussam with "This is Football."
Give it anyway. Right before you chip out, Kwasi, I'll show you something that'll make you feel better.
Okay. What I would say is Liverpool's going to win. That's what I would say. I know we're going to win.
How much?
So how many goals? Yeah, what are we talking? You could do it. It's not jinx. It's not jinxing. If you say it's not jinxing, because all these rules are made up anyway.
Now you guys are not going to beat me.
Do it,
especially with the Manchester United fan in here. He was just my demise.
Okay, should I just
what if I say I promise no one's going to?
There's some inspiration for you.
Thank you so much. Are you sure you're not a Liverpool fan?
There you go.
I mean, are you sure you're not a Liverpool fan? I'm just saying.
Why do you have that?
I'm just saying.
I told you about that. That's my close friend that passed away 9 years ago this January.
Okay, I can respect it.
So this tattoo is my kids' names, my wife's initials, so I don't walk alone.
Respect.
Everybody's here with me no matter what I do, right? But then when I went to England after being a Spurs fan since '92, all my cousins started writing, "Oh, you finally support a good team." And I shut up. So when I came back, I had to get my Spurs tattoo. So
There you go. I
Oh,
can't wait to get mine. I'm getting a
Kwasi. So this game is an emotional. Every Liverpool game is an emotional one for me.
Man,
that Champions League final, buddy. I'll tell you, there's a lot of.
Oh, that one.
It wasn't over the game, so.
No, that one. You know, when we get to that level, Liverpool fans become a whole different.
you better not be.
Madrid has taught us twice, so.
My buddy was already gone by that point, so I saved a spot on the sofa where he would have been had we been watching the game together, where he should have been. Right, so that's why this game is an emotional one for me. But I have a soft spot for Liverpool and the fans, but not tomorrow, not too much, obviously.
Well,
At least not for 90 minutes. Yeah.
No.
There's the link for Kwasi.
With all that extra time, it's like 110 now, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably will end up being something like that with all that time wasting. I'm sure Liverpool boys are going to do because they need some water. Oh, coach, just give me a glass of water. I've been worked too hard, just like the way we worked Arsenal. Now half their squad can't even play this week versus the Cherries because we worked their ass too good. So pause. But big up Kwasi. Thank you for joining the show. This is the link where you can find him at.
Really good to
meet
you, man.
You guys. I've got so much love from you guys. Thank you.
All love, bro.
Good man.
That's all love here.
Sunday, I'll have my show on Sunday. We'll talk about what happened. That would, win or lose, I will have decompress with anger or happiness. So if any of you guys want to join me,
hopefully anger.
Sure, man. Get my number from Jacob.
Yeah, you're about to be pissed off, but don't worry.
I've enjoyed meeting you, man. Really.
I'm gonna send you a meme at full-time whistle, and I'm hoping it's the meme that I want it to be, which is 50 Cent doing this. That's my favorite one. I sent that around to a lot of Arsenal folks. I said, this is Ange leaving the empty crates. But big up, Kwasi. I appreciate you joining.
It's going to be great. But before I leave, I need to give some, Bobby, I just met you. I'm going to be watching your shows. But Jacob and Sophie, you guys are hard-working people. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jacob, every single time, you pop up on my notification. Sophie, the same thing.
Yep. Sophie's on like 7 times a day. What you talking about? I don't know when Sophie sleeps.
I don't know how she does it.
Actually, there could be a competition between these two.
I'm trying.
Who sleeps less?
You guys are amazing. You put in great content out there. So
I'm the opposite, Kwasi. I'm
trust
like
me. We're on the same boat.
Yeah.
I feel like, what am I doing for my life if I want to do this thing here?
You know what, brother? We come on here to do this because we enjoy it. For me, it's an outlet because where I live in Canada, there's no Spurs.
Oh, you are right on top of me then.
Yeah, I have no Spurs friends anywhere. I met them through Spurs Canada after starting to go downtown to the games.
Right.
But growing up, nobody was soccer fans.
Yeah.
So this has been amazing for me, meeting all these wonderful people around the world.
That's
from Norway to Texas to wherever you're at, all the way to New Zealand.
And that's what's so beautiful about it is, regardless of club affiliation, we all fell in love with the same beautiful game. And that's the vibes on this channel. At least I can't speak for every channel I go on or other channels people may watch, but for this channel, the vibes will always be immaculate. There might be friendly banter, there may be a little back and forth.
That's acceptable, though.
Wonderful banter.
Friendly banter is
respect banter.
Just don't assault my man with a deadly weapon, Kwasi.
He won't start.
Don't assault him. No.
But outside of the assault from last season,
but the craziest.
Feet down.
This is why this game is the best game and the most beautiful game. And this has nothing to do with Spurs or Liverpool. Do you guys know Barcelona plays Sevilla today, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Ramos and new Barcelona 16-year-old kid.
Lamine
Yamal. He was one of those.
The mascots. I saw that. He was a mascot. He held Sergio Ramos's hand.
That's a full circle moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is the crazy part. Ramos scored an own goal today.
Yes, he did.
Guess who kicked the ball?
Lamine Yamal.
I'll leave it at that. Beautiful game.
Hey, big up, Kwasi. Thank you so much for joining. You have a great rest of your night, all right, my man?
Liverpool.
Time to mute him. Yep, kicked his ass out right there as he's saying Liverpool. Yep. Big up, Kwasi. What a guy. There's been Kaufman's link. You can go sub to the coffee company as well. Let me run through some of the chat's starred score predictions, and then I'll continue around the panel and we'll end the show off because I can't go too much longer. Let me in the house. YouTube chat member says 4-2 for Spurs. I like to see that. Boo Rida says 2-2. I'll take it, honestly. Spurs GCTV, YouTube chat member says 3-2 Spurs win. I like it. Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs, says 2-2 for me, but wouldn't be surprised if it's 3-2 the other way. Craig the Gecko Man, big up. 5-4 Spurs. Big up, Craig the Gecko Man.
Yeah, nice.
I like that's a fun one there.
I like that. That's a fun
Elvis.
game to watch.
Elvis G 3-2 Spurs winning. I like it. Elvis G. Kai Bike says 3-2 to Spurs, and I like it. Wild and Red. Spurs 2, Liverpool 3. Close game. I could see all of these outcomes so far, except for this one. From Australian Gooner says 3-1 Liverpool. No way. But big up Australian Gooner, always here showing love. Alan Bennett, Spurs 1, Dipper 0. Richie Ladd, 96-minute game winner, a 1-0 win. This is exactly what I don't hope for, and I think Sophie's right there with me too.
I'll take it though.
I mean, I'll take it.
I mean,
3 points is 3
it.
points.
You're
right.
Take
it. Yeah, 3 points is 3 points at the end of the day.
We gotta be pissed off for 95 minutes, but that 1 minute we gotta be jumping and celebrating like we're gonna make our tenant look bad.
Yeah, hey, that's true.
Bad,
I'll be looking like Bukayo Saka.
I might pull a hamstring just thinking about it.
Big up Renegade Sound says Spurs 2, Liverpool 1. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Renegade Sound. Vlad Golgotha. That is a hell of a name. A new name in the chat. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. And don't know if you're still here, but Vlad Golgotha says 3-1 FC, which I'm assuming is...
He missed the TH. He forgot
that's right. Yep, I'll take it. I was going to assume he meant for Liverpool because he's his first time here, but I'm taking what you said. Mr. K says 4-1 Spurs win. That's a dominating performance. I would love to see it. Had a question here start as well from Spurs GCTV, but it was for Kwasi, but he's already gone. Jim here, 3-2 to the mighty Spurs. Yes, Ravi says 3-2 Liverpool, but Spurs scoring first. Okay, talk to me nicely. Good. LFC for the double 2-0. Salah and Nunes. LFC doesn't think we're going to score. I'm going to say we will score no matter what.
I think you will score.
I think so too. I know. I mean, Liverpool's defense has been far from perfect, and they're not firing on all cylinders.
Haven't kept like a clean sheet at all this season, right? In the Prem.
You know what? I will check that real quick for you.
Where am I shipping?
I don't know. Let me just see. Chelsea 1-1, Bournemouth 3-1, Newcastle 2-1, Aston Villa 3-0. There's a clean sheet. Aston Villa.
The Villa game was
Wolverhampton scored against them. Lask scored against them. West Ham scored against them. Leicester City scored against them.
Yep.
But some Liverpool fans don't expect Tottenham to score against them. And we have the most shots generated in the league right now over City. So, but that's okay. Keep sleeping while we keep eating. That's what it's all about right now. Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs, says 2-2. Salah, Nunes, Sonny, and Matters on the board. I like to see it. Sonny and Matters getting on the score sheet. Talk to me nicely indeed. Renegade Sound says, I don't see a goal fest, to be honest. 2-1 Spurs. You know what? I'm getting worried because the more I keep boasting this up like it's an end-to-end affair, there's going to be a lot of goals. I hope there's just not mud on my face and it ends up being something low-scoring. But Renegade here says 2-1 to Spurs. Big up Renegade. And Adrian Chia says 2-1 Spurs. Basuma winner. I like that very much, Adrian Chia. Scott Jones says 3-0 Liverpool. I think Scott Jones is an Arsenal fan because he just don't want to see us score any goal. But that's okay. I respect everybody's opinion, even if I disagree with it. But I do want to say big thank you to the 116 people who have liked this video. That means regardless of your club affiliation that you a real one, and I appreciate every single one of you who did like that. 162 votes, 49% saying Tottenham will win, 23% says Liverpool will win, and then 60% says it's going to be a draw. Got a couple more scores rolling in here before I ask the panel their scores. Hold that, Ramos, you bozo. Leo with my hotspur says 3-2 Spurs. I love it, Leo. Wild and Red. Everyone's saying 3-2 one way or another. This is what it's looking like, Wild and Red. Everyone's saying 3-2 one way or another. You can flip a coin, and it seems like it could go either way. But big up. Daniel Field says, fuck it. I'm going 4-3. Big up, Daniel Field. Daniel. Get in. One clean sheet. Yep, that is correct. The Great Wall of Allison, the best keeper in the league. I will agree with that. He is the best keeper in the league. You do have the best goalkeeper in the league. I used to play goalkeeper, so I give respect to the keepers when I see a good. Ederson is the kind of keeper. Man. Highly underrated. They keep you in. A save is as good as a fucking goal, and I say that. I mean, this is bias, of course, because I play keeper. I'm part of the goalkeepers union. I have my membership card somewhere. But what my point in saying is, Allison is like that the standard, the gold standard of keeper. I feel like Hugo used to be in the same conversation when he was in his prime of an Allison. But again, I just think Allison's so damn good. And he's got a game-winning goal in the rain. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
So I do rate Allison, but fuck
same.
him on Sunday or Saturday. Wild and Red says 5 goals conceded, 2 directly from Trent giveaways.
Come on, Trent.
Come on, Trent. Get the start, my friend. Get the start. Big Kaufman says 5-3 Spurs. Talk to me nicely, baby. Ravi Jacob with more lyrics than Jay-Z. Talk to me nicely. Too blessed to be stressed. Go on. Hey, I got to keep them phrases. Zapur saying 4-0 Spurs. Hella dominant performance here to keep the clean sheet and get 4 goals. Spurs coming in with the chip on their shoulder with 2 full weeks of being disrespected and underrated. No disrespect to LFC. Every club going to drop a game like that. I hope you're right. My goal prediction is not that, but my wife is texting me. I do need to wrap up the show. So Sofia, as a gentleman, this is your debut here on the channel. Hit me with your goal scores and your final goal score prediction.
Okay. Thank you first and foremost. I'm going to say, like I said goal fest, 7 goals. Matthew said it, 4-3 Spurs. That's what I'm going to say. I genuinely think that you guys will win. I will say Son, brace. Okay. Madison will also get a goal. And I'll say
Son, brace, and Maddox.
Romero will get the, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He'll score. And then for Liverpool, I'll say Salah will score.
You said who's going to score?
Romero.
Look at that.
Did she just start giggling like an 11-year-old schoolgirl all of a sudden?
Okay.
Ooh, somebody like Romero.
Ooh. I mean, I'm the same way.
Yeah, but that's priority.
That's so wholesome.
Look at this guy. Game winner? Game winner for Christian Romero?
I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Oh, now she's definitely saying yes after that.
Yeah, come on.
And then for the goals,
look at that, Sofia done blushing up there.
So I'm saying, when Christian Romero looks at you like this, you can't help but smile.
I'm sorry.
Or like this.
You better not. Just stop it now. Jacob, we got it. No. We can't do that. It's too late for this. I mean, it's past 1 a.m. here in Norway.
Excited now.
But goals for Liverpool, I'll say Salah, and I'll say Nunes, and probably Dominic Szoboszlai. We'll get to
Yeah, I could see him bagging one. Bobby, over to you, my friend. Goal prediction and goal scores.
I'm in reality, Jacob. In my heart, I'm going to go 3-2 to Spurs. I think that's been the common agenda with everybody. In my head, I'll take a draw. We're punching above what we were expecting. We had this conversation 3 months ago, and we wouldn't even have a hope for a point in this game. So I'm happy with what we're achieving. I'm happy with the direction we're headed in. I'm excited. I look forward to our games now, which we haven't done for a long time. I think we're going to give them a game. I think if we can neutralize them, we will be able to win that game. So if we take away their wings and clog the middle, so that's it. Just pretty much put up a brick wall across the entire middle of the field, and it shouldn't be a problem. And we have the ability to do that. So I'm going to stick with my 3-2. I'm going to go with my my heart over my head, and I'll give the goals on their team. I can see an early goal from Salah, and then Udogie just taking him out of the game after that. I'm going to give the second one to a midfielder that'll probably come up. I'll give it to Sabotzer.
Wi-Fi password.
Wi-Fi password. Szoboszlai. Everybody's the player the name of my team, man. So I'll give him one. I want to give Madison 2. I think he's going to come out of the midfield, and I think your backline's going to just get pulled back, and hopefully he stretches and exposes that. So I'll give him 2, and I'll give the cheeky winner to Romero because I like what somebody put with the 96th minute winner there. So
yeah, I like it too.
I'll stick with the 96th minute winner, but a 3-2 scoreline and 2 to Matters.
LFC for the double says, I can find hot picks of Szoboszlai. Does that mean he'll get the game winner? I'm just saying I have him on deck. I just keep him. I keep him on me like a deck of cards. I'll just put it that way. Sofia blushing. like a high school girl. Isn't that lovely? Jacob, that picture close up is Solomon, not Romero. That's a lie. I would never have a picture of Solomon on demand like that. This is Christian Romero.
That ain't no Solomon.
That ain't no Maynard Solomon. No disrespect.
No
But you
disrespect.
can tell by the
I thought
eyes.
that was a lightened up picture of me.
You wish, my friend. Scott M says, here it
Hey
is.
man, I'm always complimenting you. Why gotta be like that?
I'm just saying, this guy's next level.
I come here to back you up, and that's
This
what
guy's next level. This guy's
yeah.
next
Scott
level.
M's here
That's one
now.
beautiful
Oh
man.
man.
Scott M says 7-0 Liverpool win. We are going to get pumped like we deserve. He says, love it.
Oh, and
7-0.
Sophia, he's a Spurs fan.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's a Spurs fan. Shout him out.
Whoa.
Big up everybody that has tuned in. I do want to say big thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Big thank you to Sofia with Sofia's Football Talk. Please do go subscribe over there. Her link is in the title. You can't miss it. Ben Kaufman has also been putting it in the chat, so appreciate that as well. Make sure you go sub. My score prediction, if you've heard me anywhere, I'm just gonna have to keep it the same, like I've said on other channels. I'm saying 4-3 to Tottenham Hotspur. I think we go up 1 or 2. They equalize with 1 or 2, and then they go up again. And then we have to just keep fighting back. And I think it's going to be a true test to Ange's mentality monsters that he's building. And whether we come out triumphant, like I hope and expect, or we fall short of, I know for a fact we're going to bring the best that we can. And you know what? If it falls short, then it falls short. But it still will be a major testament to what we're doing here. And I'm perfectly good with that. So as long as we go out there and fight, that's what I want to see. So for me, I'm saying 4-3 Tottenham Hotspur. My goal scorers, I'm going to say Son with 1, Madison with 1, Bissouma with 1, and then Udogie with his first goal scoring of the season for Tottenham Hotspur, because I think this is going to be a moment. Bobby, I don't know why. What you said earlier in the show has just stuck with me. He's too young to know better. He's young, dumb, and confident. And I love that.
That's the thing. It's sometimes in those situations, they either you see that they kind of, oh my God, they're overwhelmed with that moment in the spotlight kind of thing.
Yeah.
And some kind of just like, well, I like all these lights on me. Okay, let's go.
It's like Mickey Van de Ven too. I love that.
He just had that occasion at the Emirates up against Saka. He was supposed to get torn apart. Every Arsenal fan I know made it very clear that this kid's going to be left on that field in shreds. He's going to be crying. He'll be picking up his career for the rest of his life. You know, that's basically what the expectations were. And look at him. He had got that early yellow card, which was, you know, a bit of a concern, because we thought now you're going to have to back off of challenges and everything like that and not be as aggressive and stay a little bit off of your man, which he did, which led to the goal basically. But he grew into that game, and you didn't hear from Saka after that, you know?
Yeah, my fear, though, like they're saying in the chat, and I agree with them, this guy's not Boohoo Saka. This is Mohamed Salah.
Mohamed Salah's a different level. There's no
he's inevitable. I feel like Salah's inevitable.
But he is containable.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not you know, the end all be all, but he is so damn good. He's the biggest test that we've had on that side, challenging Udogie. So it will be interesting to see. Scott Jones says Udogie is overrated, like Rue Maguire Rue.
Oh,
I think he's saying Romero is what he's trying to say. Salah's different levels. I do agree. I have the redirect linked up. I will be sending y'all over to Sarcasm City TV with Flawless. He's absolutely flawless. So go show him some love. A great channel I love over there. So go say hi, say USA Raid, hit the like for him. I am going to end the poll real quick. 173 votes, 124 likes. That tells me 50 people wanted to party but didn't want to bring free beer to the party. And to me, that's disappointing. It's a questionable lifestyle choice, but at the end of the day, it's your life, and you can live the life you so choose to lead, my friend. So you can like, you can subscribe. It's all up to you. You cannot. It's all up to you. But I will say special thank you to the 124 of y'all that have liked the video. I'm ending the poll now. 48% says Tottenham are going to win tomorrow, and I quite like that. The percentage has gone down since the raid, but that's okay. We're still going to end that poll with us having the majority of the votes, so I appreciate that. And then I also want to say a special thank you as well to, let me see, last I checked, there was 3 people since the last time I said thank you for subscribing. And now it is 6 of y'all have subscribed since the last time I said thank you for the 6 subscribers. So the 6 of you who have subscribed since the last time I've thanked the subscribers, thank you so much. You are helping the channel grow, and it's absolutely free, and it means a lot to me. So big up indeed.
Little big up, little Jacob.
Yeah, he's ready. The wife's texting me like, hurry up, come on. So
move your ass.
But I want to say thank you as well to Ozon starting off the super chat party, Jim with the membership chat, and then with the super chat. Appreciate that. And then Elvis G came in with a super chat as well.
Yes.
Wayne Bonner came in with a super chat. Big up Wayne Bonner. And then Kate with Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Superb panel tonight, Jake. A big up, Kate, to you. And then Jim with another super chat as well. Do appreciate it. Y'all have been blessing the channel. And Adrian Chia rounding us off tonight with the super chat. So big up, Adrian Chia. I have a Basuma shirt. It is 38. It is from last year because I was just so excited when we signed Basuma because I knew the player that was in there. And it's so great to see him shining in the manner the manner in which he is shining in now. So I love to see it personally. I also want to say big shout out to Daniel Montandon, the Dawn of Montana. Says good luck Tottenham. Big up the channel as always. A big supporter of a lot of channels. So a great guy. Hope you're doing well, Daniel Montandon, the Dawn of Montana. Hope you are well indeed. But that's going to do it here for episode number 60. It was a doozy. Was a great one. Joined by Sofia. Joined by Kwasi. Joined by Bobby. We had a great discussion. Joined by everyone in the chat. We had an absolutely phenomenal discussion. And I appreciate everyone who did chime in. If you didn't hit a super chat, know that I still appreciate you because you're chatting. You're helping keeping the show roll along. 125 of y'all have liked. So y'all are actually like... That's just as good as a super chat, and it's free, and it helps the channel. So big up, and thank you to everyone who did do that. Does anyone have any final thoughts before I sign off and say good night?
Just really looking forward to celebrating 3 points tomorrow. So big up, everybody.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
I'll be an ally tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll get
go.
another Spurs fan.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Thank you, Sophia.
Yes.
And big ups to you
Hold that,
and all of you. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know if on this channel, but I will be doing the pre-match pump-up on We Are Tottenham TV, and then I'll be over on the...
watch-along?
No, not a watch-along tomorrow. No.
Oh, no? Oh.
No, I'm going to try and do the thing is,
funny
anyone who's married knows how hard it is to finagle these shows in between, like taking care of your family. So the watch-along is like a lot of... I'm gonna watch the game with my son tomorrow and let my wife have the game off. So that's what I'm gonna do. He's gonna bring the good luck that we need. Watch along coming soon, but I did want to just watch this one with my son. So we're gonna do that. It'll be a lot of fun. But I will be on different places tomorrow. So look for me. Find me. You'll find me. You don't have to look too hard.
We'll be doing some gaming here if we could figure that out too, right?
Yeah, we might be playing a game tonight on either 3 Spurs Boys or Jacob TV, either one. Maybe both. Maybe even both. So if you're around later in about 4 hours, 3.5 hours, 3.5, 4 hours,
4 hours, whatever.
Tune in 3 Spurs Boys. If you want to see some fun action between Bobby and I, we're gonna
call it OMG, okay? Old man gaming, buddy.
OMG. Hey, I like that. I'm getting the grays. I'm fitting in nicely.
I'm gonna pause the game. My arthritis is acting up now.
Don't say that, because if I do sleep, I have to be very conscious of how I sleep with this hand, because if I sleep with it like tucked in, I'll wake up and the next day it's like I have arthritis and I can't even close my fist. It's so bad. I hate getting old, and that's the worst part about getting old.
You get a lot of sympathy from me.
No, but when you get old, it's just like, is this a forever pain or is this a today I slept wrong pain? And you never know. You never know. That's the mystery of life.
You find out the day after.
Yeah.
or 2 weeks later.
But big up everybody who's tuned in. I do appreciate you all very much. And as always, as I like to tell y'all, stay fresh, stay blessed, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. Quiz.
United Spurs of America with your host, Michael